last session, you guys completed all of the trials except for the hunt. One of the trials that was difficult for you and interesting to hear about was the Night of Whispers, where you guys had to face your biggest fears alone in a room overnight and make sure that you didn't leave the room. All of you succeeded at this. Cassian had a really hard time with it, but he eventually pulled through. You guys were then told that you had to go on the hunt, which is the last part of the trials. You were given some options of things to hunt. There's a wide variety of monsters that are running around Norhaven now that the Greys aren't really there to hold them back as much as they used to be. You guys eventually asked what would be the best thing to take out, and the Greys suggested something they thought was up to your power level, which is a Cambion. They didn't anticipate that there was going to be a purple lightning storm and a portal opened up, releasing some demons as well. And these demons, along with the devil, provided an interesting battle where the devil eventually tried to escape by flying away, and he was not able to. After he was shot down by Vicar and beheaded on the way down by Sid. That being said, we're coming back into this. You guys just killed the Cambion. As its head hits the ground, it starts slowly. The body turns into ash. Do you guys want to try to harvest this?
Oh,
I spit on
yeah. Solid opener.
He's a devil.
Devil.
That
That would be fiend, right? So religion and arcana are proficiency bonuses.
Okay. I'll do the Arcana check. Yes, sir.
So we're gonna have Kazir do the arcana check, the assessment, and then who wants to do the extraction check? It's either.
Either.
I got a +3 strength, so it's at 16 now. I can do it.
Yeah, that's fine
I
with
rolled
me.
a 16 for mine. Oh wait, 16 plus 5, so 21.
Big.
21.
I will roll my strength.
Sick.
Give me a second.
Death. It's hard to see anything, but you can tell that it's definitely coming from your right, just over what looks like a hill. Probably happening on the other side of the hill.
Anybody want to go take a peek?
I think I'm probably the best suited for scouting this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, a white bird in a blizzard.
And we're just so slow in the snow.
Yeah. Can
You're up, Birdman.
can I peek over the hill, staying low to the snow?
All right. Yeah, you peek over the hill. Go ahead and make a perception check for me with... I'm not going to give a disadvantage because of the nature of what's happening here.
I have a perception 13.
13. You can barely make out one massive figure with flashes of fire and several smaller, medium-sized. They almost... It looks like centaurs, but that can't be right. And you can make out very small little things hopping around, and you can hear with the 13, you can't really see it as much as you can hear it, these cackles coming from it. So they're very familiar sounds to you based on the battle that you just had.
And the big bitch is, does that, you said it's like the large creature is like fiery? Is that what you were saying?
It is a very tall, we'll call it a large size creature. that is doing something. There's definitely combat happening here, but there is bursts of fire coming from it,
From the large creature.
from the large creature.
Okay. I'm going to go back to the group and
What'd you
say,
see?
there's something enormous over there that's shooting fire, and there's a bunch of cacklers around. It looks like centaurs they're fighting, but maybe it's just people on horseback. I couldn't tell.
I think it's probably best that we lay low and stay out of the elements. Take shifts.
How are
Yeah.
we doing? Is there anybody that's particularly banged up?
I'm not doing so hot.
I'm okay health wise, but I could definitely use a rest.
Okay.
My leg's all bruised, bro.
So is the consensus here that we want to avoid this and just try to...
We got what
Yeah.
we came for,
I was gonna say, our
right?
priority was the hunt.
And I say,
There might be some people over there that need help, but
There's always people that need help, though, isn't there? I think right now we need a roof over our head.
We also know from our training over the last couple of days that some of these creatures they don't take kindly to each other. So it could be an internal conflict that we have no business being in.
yeah, we could just get there and be outnumbered.
sure. I'm pretty sure that I'm exhausted still too, so
Yeah, I say we head to the village.
Yeah.
We
As
keep
you-
making our way.
As you guys are having this conversation, you can hear creatures dying. The battle's not just going nowhere. There's clearly starting to emerge a winner.
Uh-oh. That didn't sound so good. Do they
We're going
kill
to
each
take
other
cover-
in their eternal fights?
I think we've already made the decision to leave, so let's get out of here.
All right. You guys walk away, and about 5 minutes of walking. Well, we'll call it 10 minutes because it's a blizzard and you guys aren't going anywhere fast. About 10 minutes of walking, you hear a colossal boom behind you back from where this battle is happening. You, as you turn, even through the blizzard, can see a massive fireball. And sounds like there's... Well, you're too far away at this point to hear anything else other than that.
I wish I could do that. Maybe one day.
This is...
Might want to
Before-
pick up the pace
before-
here.
Initially, before we had set off, I would have told Kai that he should be dragging his tail a little bit to try and cover our tracks in the snow. Doing whatever we can to keep our footprints as shrouded as possible.
Kai? You want to repeat what you said?
Kai, it would be advantageous strategically for you to be dragging your tail back and forth, and you take up the rear to cover our tracks so that we cannot be traced by whatever is behind us.
Yeah, so you guys cover your tracks as you're walking away. About another hour's walk, and you make it back to where you were before, this crippled village. So, you gonna set up camp, spend the night? What do you plan on doing here?
No fires. We use our body warmth. Keeps tight circle.
Are there any buildings that provide like partial coverage? Like
Partial coverage,
anything?
yeah, but if you wanted anything that's going to keep the snow from getting off of you, you'd have to build some sort of temporary shelter.
well, I'm looking for something that's maybe blocking the wind.
Yeah, there's a couple of structures that are blocking the wind. You're still going to get snow, and it's still going to be freezing
Yeah,
cold.
can we
but
set up like a lean-to thing against whatever's blocking the wind?
Does anyone have carpenter's tools? Proficiency with carpenter's tools?
The Cassian's got some weed.
I'm just talking about stacking some, building parts, leaning them against the structure.
Yeah, it's something you can specifically do if you have those tools without needing to make a check. I was just seeing if anyone had the
I
proficiency.
see.
I do
No
not.
tools.
If no one has carpenter's tools and no one has proficiency, I'm gonna say pick someone to make a survival check.
I'm
As they
0
try
on
to-
that.
I'm
Build
decent at surviving.
+6.
You can
Survival?
survive.
Yeah, +5 on mine.
You guys work it out.
You said
Survive.
6, Numa?
Yeah, I'm 6.
Go for it.
Sweet. 7, 6, 13.
13. The DC you needed to beat was a 12.
Nice.
Nice.
You throw something together that's good enough to keep the snow from falling on you. It doesn't block any of the wind tunneling, so there's still a really harsh chill that runs through the lean-to, but you're not covered in snow and wet.
Sick.
Well, you are covered in snow and wet, but you won't continue to be.
I'll hug you and I'll make you warm.
Yeah, Kai's body temperature is going to heat up the underneath of the lean-to.
All right. So are you guys setting up watches or no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elves
Definitely.
love watching. As far as I
Okay.
know.
Yeah, I can go first. Are we doubling up this time again?
Yeah, I say we do.
Sure.
All right.
We should
So-
split up Kazar and I. Because we have the best
Mm.
dark vision.
Yeah. I can go with Numa on the first shift, maybe.
I'm kind of hurt, so I'd rather rest first in case the first shift goes bad. Maybe
We
I
should
don't know
also
if that's
split
like
the
a
both
thing.
we should
Oh.
also split the both of you up because you do not have to sleep as long as we do.
I'll start.
Very
I'll
true.
start with Gazer.
And then I'll take second. All right. Yeah.
With the bird, I'll pass out because I'm a big dragon. Born.
So who's on first shift?
What's on
Nancy.
second?
Shut
Those
up.
of you who are on first shift, let's just say it that way.
Kazar and Sid.
It's difficult to see through the storm much of anything, but you keep your eye out as best as you can. It doesn't seem like anything's approaching you. It seems like whatever was here probably took its things and left. You can tell that the blizzard is still a thing, but it's starting to come down a little bit. Those of you on second watch, when you're woken up, it is come to a heavy snowfall, and third shift, when you guys wake up, it is lightly snowing. But I'm going to need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw as you are trying to tough out the harsh winters of Norhaven without a fire.
You mean our dragon doesn't count?
I'm taking that into account, and you guys also built a lean-to, so it's not going to be a super difficult check,
Okay.
but just don't
I got a
roll
10.
leadership.
Constitution saving throw.
I got a 4.
I gotta
Ooh.
hold on.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I got a 10 as well.
I'm going to start recording my rolls. That's why I was tempted to do this, because I rolled the nat 20, and I already don't trust it, but I did it.
Perma exhaustion.
Actually, it makes sense that I did, though.
30
So-
20.
Okay.
Hold on. Where's my freaking
Um,
D20?
Yeah, Vicar, unfortunately, you're trying to get as warm as you can, and you just can't seem to find the warm spot. All the other guys are hogging all the body heat from Kai,
M small bird.
and your hollow bones are chilling.
I rolled an 8.
8 is still good enough. The DC to pass was 5.
Jesus. That's
Damn.
lame.
Dang. Oh, I could fail.
Oh,
Yeah,
well.
the lean-to decreased the DC by 5, and
Oh, wow.
having Kai there, you guys thought about it, so I also reduced the DC by 5. It was originally a 15 DC with no fire.
Big
Damn.
sad.
Damn.
So, yep, you guys.
Can I use an
Are-
inspiration?
Yeah, if you want to use an inspiration.
Hell yeah, dude. You're goddamn right I do. And we get... Oh, I get a 5 on the nose.
All right.
I was like, just waiting for he's going to roll like 5 like
4
before
plus
again.
1, baby.
It's hard
That
to
was so-
Unreal.
it's hard to roll lower than a 5, but yeah,
I almost did again.
I mean, there's like 4 numbers there.
you're trying to find that like warm spot just on the outskirts, and you finally find a hole in between Cassian and Sid, and you like nosedive straight into it.
Oh,
Get your
sorry.
little-
I
It
just
smells
farted.
like armpit, but it's warm.
Exactly. Yep. So no one suffers any exhaustion. When you guys are all awake in the morning, you have a light snowfall and a lot of snow around you. It's still going to be difficult terrain trying to get through things, but it's not nightmarish like it was the night before.
Imagine
I say
using
we make
inspiration
haste.
not to freeze to death.
I mean, if you could do that in real life, that'd be pretty sweet.
Well, yeah. True. Numa, you were saying?
I say we make haste.
Get a
Cassian,
move
you
on.
stopped in one of the villages and
Oh yeah.
we kind of scurried away. Do you want to check anything out on the way back?
I think what I found in that village will find us soon enough. He was an ally, an old friend.
Fair enough.
Nice.
Always nice to have those.
I consider him a brother. You might have heard my father or mother mention him. He probably wasn't far behind. He might not even be far away right now.
Hopefully he wasn't in that battle we heard last night.
Those miserable fucks would not have stood a chance against him, I can guarantee it.
Love to hear it.
Hit the next village.
Onward.
All right, so a day's travel, no checks here. You already know the path, and you've braved the harshest of the storms. So, day's travel, you make it back to that village where Nikolai was. Are you guys staying the night in the inn where you guys had to bunk up with? There was only 2 rooms and 6 of you, or are you gonna stay in the lodge where Nikolai was?
We'll be more comfortable and have more room in the lodge, and I know that it's available to us now if we want to do that.
Probably better off.
Works for me.
It's like what,
Yeah, I'm game.
a few copper pieces. It's fine.
Remember, we want to be a little bit on the sly side here. There are those that aren't a fan of
The Grays.
certain colors.
I don't think these guys minded. I think they're the ones that I think tried to fix the sign.
Is
Because if this is where
I thought this was the one where they defaced it.
it wasn't defacing, he was trying to fix it.
We will deface them.
You
Like,
guys
yeah,
remember
someone
that-
defaced it, but the lodge owner tried to fix it.
Yeah. So there was someone in the village who had defaced it, but as the threat started approaching them, they were like, maybe we
These
don't
guys
want to
seem
have
helpful. I don't know why I remember that.
So, what are you guys doing?
I'll
Lodge.
just walk up and rap on the door.
All right. A couple of seconds go by, and then you hear the heavy footfalls of somebody opens the door, and you guys all see Nikolai there. He just opens it and looks at you, doesn't say anything, and then he just kind of steps out of the way as if to offer for you guys to walk into the room.
He just closes the door.
Fuck you.
He doesn't say anything. He just goes back over to where his wolf companion is and sits on his hay bale. Just kind of looks around at you guys, looks at Cassian, gives a nod.
Successful hunt. We just need to get back to the manor now.
Good. Good. I still have plenty of work to do out here, so sleep up. Have a good rest of your travels.
You may be interested in knowing what Vikar saw last night. Vikar.
There was a giant creature that was using some kind of fire attack surrounded by cracklers, and it almost looked like he was fighting centaurs or people on horseback. I wasn't really sure. Are there centaurs around here?
No, there's no centaurs anywhere close to Norhaven. But if I remember correctly, and you see him open up a small side satchel and pull out a very roughly worn leather notebook that he has. He flips through some pages. Says, I've been tracking several of these devils and demons. They are rampaging all across the north. What you are talking about looks like it might be an Armanite. They look almost centaurish in shape, but when you get close, you can tell that they are nothing like a centaur.
What are they?
They are fiends. They are demons specifically, but they have an affinity for martial combat. They look like they are part horse and then part demon on top,
Hmm.
similar to how a centaur would be.
Would
Shit.
demons be fighting demons?
You said that the other thing that they were fighting was big.
Giant.
Is there any more detail that you can give me?
It just looked like it was using fire attacks.
That's a lot of different devils. Big fire attacks. If it's going toe to toe, how many Armanites did you see?
A good number. There were cacklers too.
There is not much that could stand up to a force like that. Perhaps a Baelor. That would be my best guess. You didn't fight this, did you?
No. There was a large explosion after we had moved away.
It was a Baelor.
Interesting.
They are not to be messed with. They
Best
have
to
fire
avoid.
whips and flails. They look like your typical devil, but massive, and they are incredibly difficult to take down. It's actually good that the Armanites were able to take him down. That explosion is what happens upon death of Baelor.
Wow.
Mm.
Well, it sounded like a bomb went off.
Damn.
Yes. Hopefully you were not too close.
Not close enough, fortunately.
Good. Well, good night. Yeah, you can tell that he's fairly antisocial.
Can I pet that dog?
Do you go over to the wolf?
Hell no.
You're a bird.
Yeah, the wolf this whole time has just been sitting, looking at all of you guys, almost like the wolf has more intelligence than a normal wolf would have. Just following the conversation as it's happening.
It's a good puppy.
All right, so are you guys gonna engage in any more conversation or just go to sleep?
Can I see him?
So when Nikolai says goodnight, he means goodnight. So it's best we rest up and set on the road tomorrow.
Sounds good to me.
Hopefully they're still. Well, if he's staying here, there might only be one room now.
Do we want to set up some watches again? Okay.
What's
Yeah,
Nikolai's
let's
wolf's name?
just-
You didn't ask.
Bernard.
Bernard.
He just made that up.
Clifford.
I'm all for having watches, but Bernard has very keen ears. He can even hear when he's sleeping. So if you needed to rest your eyes for a bit longer tonight, I know some of us are a bit more knackered than others. We can take our space. It might not be a 5-star hotel, but there's plenty of room to stretch out at the very least.
I'm gonna do a watch anyways because Vicar is paranoid.
Bernard looks at all of you and follows Cassian's what he's saying, and then looks back to the rest of you and says, "Yeah, I've got it.
Yo.
This is fine."
The wolf speaks.
Yes, the wolf speaks.
What the fuck was that?
What
Kaiser, do a Arcana check for me.
good old
All right.
Bernard.
John, I'm disappointed in you. I would have pet that dog.
I don't think you'd be very happy
That's-
about it.
That's not a regular dog.
I got a 9.
A 9. Yeah, you're unsure of why this wolf can speak, but it can.
Wow, amazing.
Maybe ask him.
Okay, I'm meditating and going to bed. I've seen some
Bernard is
shit.
Bernard is more than a party trick. He's very smart and very faithful and very strong. If we want to rest tonight, we can. He's here for a reason.
I want a talking wolf.
So it's gonna find a nice, comfortable spot and just
You are the
Go
talking
to
wolf.
sleep.
You're a talking dragon.
His name.
Wolfborn.
So
I'm gonna stay up and talk to Bernard when everybody goes to sleep because I was gonna watch anyways.
all right. So everyone at this point is winding down, snoozing off. What do you want to talk to Bernard about?
I'm gonna say, well, from one talking animal to another, what are you?
I'm a wolf.
Right. How can you talk?
Nikolai and I have been friends since I was a puppy, and he knows several rangers and druids from more to the. And he gestures a paw in a certain direction. You would kind of get the idea that's west. He's pointing westish. And he says, that's where a lot of the druids are, and he has a druid friend who was able to cast a spell on me. I think it was called Awaken. But ever since then, I found myself able to speak, and I have higher intelligence than any other wolf that I know.
Well, you surprised the hell out of me. I have one more question for you.
Well, I want to ask a question first.
Oh, please go ahead.
Who cast Awaken on you?
My mom and dad, I guess.
My dad used his penis.
To be clear, you are
That was
just like a slightly oversized owl that can also speak. So.
Well, I do have arms and legs too. But yeah, I guess I was just born this way. No spells here.
Interesting. I've never met someone of your kind before.
Nor I yours. So, do you like head scratches?
He looks very proud for a moment, and then just kind of like
Everyone's
looks
sleeping.
back and forth at the room, making sure no one's looking, and says, "Yes."
I give him head scratches.
All right, you give him head scratches. He's very happy to let you give him head scratches, and that goes on for a little while. He starts doing that like thing with his leg where he goes pat 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 pat, and then Nikolai kind of turns over in his sleep, and immediately he stops and then goes back to being proud looking. And, he's like, I think that is good enough, but thank you. And he's gonna walk back over to Nikolai, do that little thing where he walks in 10 circles, and then plop down.
Cool.
All right. You guys wake up in the morning, no problem. There was a fire going during the night in the lodge that Nikolai had set already, so no one needs to make any Constitution saving throws. It was plenty warm enough with everybody in there.
We're at the
So
second
we
town,
want to
right?
head back towards
Yeah.
Raven?
I'd say
Yeah.
keep moving.
Okay. Another day's travel, you make it back to that inn that is only 1 day away from Norhaven. I'm assuming you're just going to take a rest and then move on.
Do
Yeah.
we
Yes,
want to
sir.
try to hunt any demons while we're here and feeling well rested?
Yeah, we could like send out, like go on a little patrol, see if we could farm some more fragments or
Yeah.
whatever.
Why not? No, nobody said we had to only get one.
We might have had
Crazy,
better luck
almost
at the
like I had an
last.
encounter built specifically for that you guys avoided.
Well, people. Look, I was down.
I want to battle.
I mean,
the
we
big
didn't avoid
boo.
it because we're gonna do it right now.
You guys have already traveled a good ways away from
Yeah.
where the
Sure.
demon activity is. It was more on the outskirts of the
Yeah, that's
villages.
fair.
So even if you where Nikolai was kind of like it was still a day's travel from Nikolai to get to where the high activity is.
All right, we can just call her instead.
Good thought, Jan. Or fuck.
But there's
The
always
people-
opportunities to go back out in the future. So yeah, you guys.
Y'all are a bunch of pussies.
I was like, we gotta.
That's
go-
all I'm
that.
saying.
Is this...
I ain't dying again.
We
Yeah,
could have
Vicar,
taken.
if you had exhaustion, get rid of it because you have had
Yeah,
a
yeah,
good
yeah.
enough sleep at this point.
Yeah. Get
as
going.
a partially dumb question, is it possible to like get two sleds and then Sid and I pull them and everyone sits on the back and we move faster than normal walking
Um,
through snow?
I'm gonna say You know what?
Next time. I was thinking about it. I was like,
You can always try.
Next time.
That'd be an interesting role to make.
I just thought of that. I was like, huh.
Mm.
Kind of like a dog sled
Yeah.
situation.
A human and a dragonborn.
All right. Are you doing that, or are you just?
No, it's for like
Nah,
next
I
time.
say, oh,
No, it's
Okay.
for next time.
I say we just head back, get
So
there,
a
turn to
couple of
shitty.
days of travel, a couple of sleeps, and you are on the borders of Norhaven, and you are at the gate. While you're at the gate, you see that there are some guards posted. They see your approach.
Oh,
What are
yeah.
you doing?
Could we split up again so it's not or should we split up again so it's not as fishy that we're all going to the Gray Manor?
So, like, right as they see a group of us, we're all just going to scatter
Yeah.
Dude, they
in
already
a
see us.
non-suspicious
Yeah.
way.
You don't know. You can see them, so maybe they've seen you, maybe they haven't.
I'm sure groups come in and out, come in and out all the time. What we were trying to avoid is all of us leaving the manor together and going
Yeah,
out.
I'm okay
So
with
if
that.
once we're in, we split up and go in individually to the manor, I think that's fine.
Agreed.
We did come in together originally, and nobody cared, except for the guy with his porn bookshelf.
I mean, it's worth a try. We didn't try the front gate yet.
Nah, yeah, I say we just walk in then.
It's best that we lay low, my friends. We have a target on our back, especially because of my antics at the church. I think it's
Okay.
as much confidence as we have from slaying a demon, a devil, whatever it was. We need to get in. We need to
So
get in
do
quietly.
you want to? Are you saying we should go in individually then, in different entrances?
The same way we left is the same way we should go.
Okay.
So you guys all try to sneak back into the city. I'm gonna need everyone to roll a group stealth check for me.
Gross.
Stiz elf.
I got you guys.
If I can, I'd like to take the shortest path again. I don't know if
Yes,
that's even
yes,
reasonable based off where we're
That ain't
located.
good.
Natural
I
20.
got 9.
I got
Good job.
9.
16 plus 7, which is what?
not bad.
23.
3.
I got a 5.
Jeez. Okay.
You guys are bugging me right now.
I rolled a 2, bro.
So we had 2 9s, a 5, a 16, a nat 20, and
And a 23.
a 23.
That averages D's.
And then a 12.
The nat 20 really helps you. The 12 doesn't really do much for you. I'm gonna say that it's important that Cassian was the one that rolled the natural 20. No one stops you because they see who Cassian is, but a couple of you are stopped and questioned as you're trying to enter the city. You've been noticed. You aren't normal people that you would see in Norhaven. You're not humans. Norhaven is largely human based. So you've been noticed, but not held against your will.
Yeah.
Okay. I stand out in general.
Some racism going on here. Am I right, Kai?
I mean, a little bit. I feel like I'm being watched. Someone's staring at me.
All right.
What's-
So,
So we in?
yeah, and I'm assuming, what time of day is it?
It's nighttime. It takes a full day's travel to get to where you are.
Okay, gotcha. So then we should all filter in individually to the manor.
Did we solve that? The cureness, the cure. I don't know. It's not a vaccine, but
Yes, yeah, we figured it out.
does he?
That they
Do I have it? Do they have it? Do we know where that is?
well, I don't know if we still have it. That's up to God.
You,
But
you
I-
guys had made an antidote, and I believe you
Like-
took it.
I was like, don't I have it?
What I don't remember is if you had figured out how.
Dimitri
I
and
believe you
Kai
figured out.
worked it
That's
out.
what I thought,
yeah.
right?
And that
Yeah.
it wasn't holy water at all. It was actually an antidote.
Yeah.
Right.
The The reason why I thought of that was because to make myself look less suspicious, I could just kind of beam over to the apothecary and start talking to them so that it's like a straight line, like I'm here to do business on apothecary business with my potions and shit. Make it look less suspicious.
Shit.
And then at least I don't know if I can, but I can do that if just to help with scattering of people.
Are we just splitting up our separate ways and then meeting at the manor, saying like an hour? Make sure no one's following us. Give it some time to look
Yeah.
like we're doing something normal, and then start filtering in.
Yeah.
That works.
Am I able to
I'm gonna-
stop by the? Oh, sorry. Yeah, you got it.
The stealth check that you rolled was to get into
Was
the
part of
city
it, yeah.
and to the manor.
Oh,
So
okay.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
okay.
okay.
the roll has already been made. You guys can
Oh, never mind.
figure out how it looks, but you've been noticed going not just into the city. A couple of you have been noticed going to the Grey Manor.
Let's see.
Got
Not all
it.
of you, but a couple of you. But even a couple is more of like a
Too many.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm assuming we're in the manor then.
Yep. So as you guys all approach one by one, Dimitri and Katerina are happy to see you, and it's nighttime, but it's not so absurdly late that you aren't going to turn down a home cooked meal, and it smells delicious in this house. So they tell you to sit down at the table and that they're making some food for everybody, and they don't say too much other than that at the moment until everybody is present. Once you're all there, you approach the long table full of delicious food accompanied with wine and beer. The night is full of hearty conversation and laughter, and strong feeling of warmth and comfort settles over all of you. After a lull in the conversation between you guys, Dimitri stands. Kintsugi, the idea of beauty in imperfection. A single word could not more accurately capture the fine group of men standing in front of me. Guy, the Forsaken Warrior. Though it cost you your livelihood, you stood up for what you felt was right and pushed back against the corruption in your home. The path led you here. I am privileged to offer you this as your new home. Continue to fight for what you believe in and to protect those that are close to you. Vicar, the Phoenix. Life has dealt you a bad hand, and the fires of your youth did their best to consume you. However, your resilience and kind heart have preserved, and you have risen from the flames, stronger than you ever were before. Continue to fight so that others will not have to go through what you did. Numat, the outcast. Despite where you came from, you've become a man with a kind heart and a creative mind. You will not become the shadows of your past, and I am eager to see the path that you forge for yourself. Take confidence in yourself and be proud. Kazar, the lost child. Your quest for knowledge and growth is inspiring to everyone around you. Whatever events led you here, whether good or bad, know that you have found a home whose doors will always be open to you, and brothers who will never leave you. Dimitri, the bonded. A very particular set of circumstances has befallen you. Do not lose sight of yourself as different forces tug and pull at your mind. Many fates have intertwined to bring you here. You are a formidable opponent and a brave man. Cassian, our prodigal son. My darling child. Oh, sorry, this is Katerina that says this part.
Sorry.
Our
Beat it.
prodigal son, my darling child. Our minds were led astray, and we turned our backs on you when you needed us. We weren't even given the opportunity to grieve together. For this and many other things, I am so sorry. The city has rejected you, but because of this, you have found the beauty in brokenness. The Kintsugi, we could not be more proud of you. Welcome home. Dimitri then turns to all of you, raising a glass, and says, "In shadows we stand, blades to the sky. Legacy of hunters, breath, the moon's watchful eye. With honor we fight against the dark, cold face. Grey blood within our undying grace. You are all now protectors of the least, the lost, the last, and the lonely. May whatever evil that crosses your paths know fear and despair. Welcome to the House of Grey." He raises his glass, as does Katerina.
I raise mine.
Where is mine?
Kai stands up
And
holding
then-
his glass.
They all take a drink. There's sort of this moment where you guys really understand that you are in fact members of this family, and you can see directly after this, Dimitri pulls open a book, puts it on the table. This is a thick ass book. It is big. And he turns to a page that's way into the book. Katerina puts a quill next to the book. And you can see thousands of names just written. All different, but you can tell that there's older pages, and there's some that say, so-and-so Gray, or so-and-so with a last name that does not mean Gray, but they're still written in this ledger. And the title of this book is Members of the House of Grey. And it's open and ready for any one of you to sign.
I'm gonna pluck one of my own feathers out and sign with it.
Metal.
Ow.
I'm gonna pluck one of Vickers' feathers.
No, you're
not.
You can try.
Roll
I
for
like the
initiative.
imagery.
Oh shit!
Just grabbing Vicker by the neck and just being like,
You can try.
all right. So does
Yeah, I
every-
take the quill.
Okay.
Kai's never really written a lot of stuff before. He uses his claws. So is there a thing of ink that he can dip at least a claw into to?
Yeah, there's the quill and then there's the bottle of ink next to it.
Nice. At least that's what he's used to. He's like, what is this? I don't know what a feather is.
So after you guys all sign it, you can tell after you sign, the name that you wrote flashes in this purple. And you've seen this before. It's very similar to when Cassian shook Fegan's hand. That purple chain that came across, it's the exact same color that your name flashes.
Sick.
I reach out my hand to Sid.
I'll shake
Yo.
Dumont's hand. His wrist.
Or forearm grabbing it.
Yeah.
And you can see purple chains link the two of you together.
Sick. Well, that's new.
So, is there anything else that you would like to do tonight? Or are you just going to bed?
Kai wants another drink.
Whorehaven.
Fuck.
Whorehaven.
Jesus Christ.
Question on the chains. Can we see those before we had signed the book?
No. I mean, you could see when Cassian did it with Fegan, but
Yeah.
it wasn't like you guys could do that.
Yeah, okay, but we can see it when it happens.
Yes.
Huh. I always would ask Cassian, does he know what that is? What is that?
That is undeniable proof that your blood runs grey.
Sending a message, like that mental message, is a spell, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Spell called Scenting.
I would ask Katarina if she was able to help me send a message to Alwyn.
I could help you write one, but I'm afraid I'm not a spellcaster. I couldn't.
Do you know anyone who is?
Can Kazu do that? I thought you did that once. Was that did you forget how to do
Yeah.
that?
And I'll just like cast message on the group and be like, "No, you idiots."
The reason I'm asking her is I thought with your respect, it was something that we lost. Maybe
I don't think I ever had that to begin with.
Okay.
Yeah, she kind of thinks for a second, then gets big eyes and says, "Yes, Fidor, the librarian, he is able to cast messages or sending spells."
Cool. That works for me. Thank you.
Yes, I can't speak for him doing it for free. I mean, he is not us, unfortunately. So there might be a fee, but it wouldn't be too extreme, I don't think.
Very good.
All right. So feel free to roam about, rest. If you have anything that you would like to craft, perhaps, or anything of that nature. And just about then, you hear like knocking at the door, and then you immediately go back and think to yourself, "Shit! Some of us were seen when we walked into the Gray Manor."
It's the cops. We gotta hide.
Yeah, maybe we should just get out of sight.
I'm gonna scurry and
Where's the
try to.
farthest place
basement
from
we
the
can go
entrance
to?
from this? Yeah, do we
Is
just
it
all
like a
go down
cellar?
by the vault?
But they know we're here, though, right?
Yeah,
No, they don't.
You know, we came
You
in
don't
here.
know what they know, but you know that some of you were spotted coming into the Gray.
I hide in rubble anywhere.
Okay, this is a very nice house. There's no rubble, but there are some things that you could easily hide behind. Like there's some thick curtains. It wouldn't be too difficult to find
Can I
something to hide.
do a
behind
check?
without being earshot.
To look for the best hiding spot.
Go ahead and do
What
an
do we got?
investigation check for me, or a perception check.
Is this room?
Oh,
like...
it's a natural 20, baby. That's a yeet.
Okay,
Jumps out
there
the window.
is a perfect stuffed what's it called?
Taxidermied?
Taxidermied owlbear, and its mouth is just big enough where a small bird person could probably
Hell
dive
yeah.
right down.
We're in there, baby.
All right, so you
Are there
see,
windows?
yeah, there are windows, but the curtains are drawn currently. The Greys definitely don't want to be attracting attention to the fact that there's people in their house.
Is there not enough time just to run to another room and like run to the basement, like
Well,
Cassian,
fairly
is there a
quickly?
cellar?
Yeah.
Real quick, before we even do any of that, I'm just gonna peek the curtain and see if I can
I'm
see
already
who's
in that
outside.
fucking owlbear, baby.
It's a good spot.
When you peek the curtain, you can see it looks to be like a boy in his late teens, and he's wearing church robes, but there's only him. There's no one else.
Guys, it's one person, and he looks like a small boy.
I slam another beer.
I was trying to find him. That's what I was trying to go get.
Oh, thank God. I thought we'd been
Cassian-
had.
Cassian puts on his Kintsugi mask and puts up his cloak and unhooks his whip from his hip.
Okay. You see Katerina also puts her hand on her belt as she approaches the table, or as she approaches the door. Dimitri looks to be on guard as well, but he's still remained standing by the table as they go to the front door.
Sid's gonna stand on the part of the door that opens in to obscure him if the door fully opens, and
Got you. Okay.
have his hand on his blade.
All right. You're all just taking defensive stances close by and keeping out of sight. All right.
Yes.
Go ahead and everybody roll a group stealth check for me again.
God damn it! I didn't roll too bad last time.
I'm in an
I was
owlbear.
like, he's
Well, you
Can
rolled
I
a
get-
nat 20 for your thing, so you know
Yeah.
what? Roll your stealth with advantage.
Okay.
Thanks.
18.
Sid and I have a disadvantage.
I got an 8.
13.
18?
For this
Come on.
specific purpose, any disadvantage to stealth that you have for armor would not count.
Oh, well then I got 17.
Oh, I got a 12.
9.
I got a 26.
What?
He's
I'll
invisible.
do it.
All right. Yeah. So your group stealth check is very high. So you guys feel pretty secure in where you guys are. You see Katerina walks over to the front door, and there's a series of locks on it, and there's a small peep glass. She looks through it, still hand on her belt, and opens the door. Says, "Who is it?" You see the young boy just kind of standing there, and he says, "I don't know if you remember me, but my name is Quentin. I was here last year for the calling, but I wasn't able to pass the physical gauntlet, so I was sent home. I must speak with you." You see this 19-year-old boy looks to be average height. He's got a well-built physique, and when he says that, he didn't do very well on the physical trials, you're thinking he probably spent the last year working on that aspect of himself. He's got an athletic, lean build, but shows signs of strength without looking overly bulky. He moves with confidence and has a natural, easy presence to him. And Josh, could you post the picture of him?
Just doing curls every day.
Who's gonna be yoked
Yeah.
fucking Giga Chad over here?
It's gonna be Sam Solik.
Can't be bigger than Kai and Sid. Like Christ.
It's gonna be fucking.
So, as he's still standing in the doorway,
It's not
Katerina
letting me
looks at him and
paste it.
says, "Of course we remember you, darling, but that doesn't mean we would recognize you. You look much healthier than the last time we saw you." Dimitri at this point walks over to the kid as well and says, "It's good to see you, my boy. What brings you all the way out here? You could get in serious trouble for being here." Quentin says, "I had to speak with you. It's urgent. It's about your son, Cassian. I think he may be back in Norhaven. As you know, I work with the Northern Light, and several days ago I saw a man in a mask bearing a whip. He came into the church and caused a scene. I swear I recognized his voice. I don't know why he would be back unless it was to clear his name. You must find him and speak with him, because I think we need his help." He continues, says, "The Northern Light, uh, the Northern Light is no longer what it used to be. The Church of Lessendi is very specific about who can access the back rooms of the building. Even so, I've seen glimpses of priests and guards using compartments in the floor to go underneath the church building." And Quentin nods. And he just kind of stays there in the doorway, a little unsure of himself. Katerina gives a real quick side eye to where she knows Cassian is. What does Cassian do? What's his response to this?
No response. Quiet.
No response. She invites Quentin in, and she blocks the door as she closes it in order for for you to quickly get to shift your viewpoint so Quentin doesn't see you as you find a new hiding spot, and she closes the door. She brings him into the sitting room, which you guys are all still within earshot of. And he says, "There are tunnels that run underneath the city. I do not know what this sickness is or how it came about, but the church has been the only place with answers, and I think they might be hiding something down there. I know I wasn't able to pass the trials last year, but I still see it as my duty to protect the city and its people. Cassian knew you would come back to help us." He says, I was really hoping Cassian would come back to help us somehow, maybe redeem his name that way, but I don't know what to do with this information. I can't act on it. I'm only one person." Katerina just kind of stays there sat for a second, thinking, and says, "Quentin, would you mind going upstairs for a moment?" And he nods his head, and they lead him up the stairs, and you hear a door close. And she looks back at all of you guys in your relative hiding spots and says, "I know Quentin. He's a good kid. He is not involved with the Church of Lysendi, even though he does work in the same building. He's not like them. What do you think of this?
I don't say he's not double spying. Well, so he works in the church.
He
Yes,
wants to be a
slowly.
gray.
Yes, he was at the trials last year, and he's obviously made some massive improvements to his physique. It leads me to believe that if we still were able to do the calling, he would try again.
Well, we know something fishy is going on, so what better way to get closer than one of their own?
Well, he let us know
Well,
about the tunnels underneath, right? Maybe if we could find out from him like where they were.
Yeah, is there a way to
He's-
validate that?
He's just a kid. I don't think we should involve him in whatever plan we have. If he
No,
gives us
just
the
just
info,
his
that's awesome.
information. Yeah.
There is validity to what he says. I do have, not schematics, but I do have information about the church. The Northern Light was here long before the Church of Lascendi was. It is our ancient burial grounds. We have catacombs underneath the church itself.
Well, we already know that they're scamming people with their holy water antidotes. So,
Yes, I don't know what could be down there. I know that there are several floors. If you do choose to go down there, you would be down there for the foreseeable future, few days, maybe, depending on how fast or slow you want to take this.
Alright. Well, if you trust them, I'll take your word for it. I'll trust them.
Mm-hmm.
Do we think there's an exit, or is it just like an underground base essentially?
I do have an idea. I don't know how far it will get you, but we do have access to some underground tunnels that run throughout Norhaven via this manor. But our maps of the tunnels were burned when they burned most of our books.
Right.
I did not know all of the tunnels by heart. I know that there are some that lead at least close to where the Northern Light would be. It could be an option, or you could try to sneak into the church, perhaps. I don't.
would they connect or would they just be in proximity?
They would be close enough that you could break through, I'm sure.
Seems reasonable.
I can't imagine that there isn't one that leads to the catacombs. But then again, perhaps they sealed it up doing some renovations or something several decades ago.
Well, worth looking into. We could take a trip.
Newmont has cartographer's tool, doesn't he?
I do.
Beat me to it.
So we can make a new map.
Yeah,
Right.
while we're down there, we could just map everything out so then we have updated.
What would our objective be? Just to find out if they're doing anything suspicious down there?
Mm-hmm.
Or hiding something.
So, well, I mean, we know they're hiding something, so perhaps it is down there. But I don't even know what to tell you to look for.
I guess we'll know when we see it.
I hope
Maybe
so.
we could talk to Quentin and he could shed some light on some things in a little more detail.
I think that is a good idea. I don't really want to be the one mediating between the two of you. It'd be easier if you would just speak to him directly. I know as much as you do at this point.
What if we all just mask up? You introduce us as a group that can help and see what he shares.
I yell for him to come back downstairs.
uh,
Quentin!
Oh, I bitch.
you hear a door open and then some footsteps coming down the stairs, and Quentin rounds the corner. Hello. My name is Quentin, and he sees all the Max. You can tell that he's intimidated by this display of like an 8 foot tall dragon wearing a mask, someone who's definitely
Oh, yeah.
Cassian because he was already thinking it might be Cassian, and all these other like just kind of beefy or intimidating men wearing masks. He goes around though and he shakes each of your hands if you let him. He pauses for a second at Cassian when he gestures out his hand. Does Cassian shake his hand or no?
Cassian grips his forearm and looks over to one of the paintings that's hanging on the wall, and then looks back at him and says nothing.
He doesn't really know what that means, but he appreciates that you shook his hand and just kind of looks frantically between all of you guys. And so, gods, I didn't know there were this many of you. This is great. What do you need to know? Are you here to help? Are you going to kill me?
Not yet.
Depends
I
on a
start
few
growling
things.
from inside the owlbear.
We all start howling like wolves.
What are your suspicions?
I know that they receive components or something. I don't know. They're unlabeled boxes that they bring down into the catacombs. I'm not allowed back there. It's the room where you went to speak to Seraphel when you were last here. It's behind that, the room that leads into the next area. It goes down to the catacombs.
Who brings the boxes?
It's mostly either just deacons or every now and then we get some people who look a little shady that are allowed down there. I have suspicions that they are linked to there's a. He looks back at Cassian. There's been an emerging crime syndicate in Norhaven since the Greys have left. It's not gotten out of hand yet, as far as I can tell, because this Grey ban has not been happening for long, so they're not super well established yet. But I think that they're trying to perhaps get their foot in the door this way. That's my suspicion.
How often?
A couple times, well, maybe a couple times a month.
When was the
When
last
was the
shipment?
last?
The last shipment was about a week ago. You would probably have a few weeks to do whatever you're going to do before you would have to worry about a shipment coming in.
Where were
We
you
could
born,
scout
boy?
the tunnels out ahead of time just so we know where we're going.
What did you say, Cassian?
Where were you born, boy?
I was born here in Norhaven,
How old are you?
19. And he stands up straight, and you can see like this kid's pretty well built. He's trying to look impressive right now.
Recite the Grey Code.
Let me pull up my notes. Let's say for the sake of brevity, he does know the Grey Code, and he recites it back to you.
Why do you know this code?
I have tried 3 years in a row to do the trials, and each year I was turned away. And I've recently grown to be able to expand my physically. I was always more of the spell casting type. That's what my interests were, so I was more academic in nature, and I wasn't able to pass the physical gauntlet.
So you have a brain on you then?
I would like to think so.
I
Then want
whisper
you
in
to-
Kazer's ear, "There's hope for you yet."
Again, I'll just message and after Victor, and I'm like, shut your mouth. Shut your meat.
There you go.
Yeah.
There, shut that cloaca.
Oh, God damn it.
Better not be blabbing.
If you have a brain on you, then you should use it to answer this next question. Why have you failed the trials 3 years in a row?
Because I was never strong enough, and I was focusing on the wrong things. The first year, I was not only not strong enough, but I was arrogant, and I thought that I could do it alone. I split up from the party and was quickly taken out, and I was sent away and told to focus on community and group work. So the next year that I came, I did my best to work with the group, but the arrogance was still strong in me, and I kept thinking that I knew best, and the party grew irritated and wouldn't listen to my strategies, and ultimately it was just like everyone trying to be the alpha, and it fell apart. And I was still trying to focus on the community, but I forgot arrogance can have a play in that, and I fixed it. For my third year, I came back, and I keep in mind I was 16, 17, and when I came back this next time, I was humbled. I had found faith, and I was working with the group very well, and unfortunately, we just did not have the strength. Our strategies were good, our community was there, but we were not quite strong enough to be given the title of Grey. And I worked hard on myself to fix that. I've been doing hard work trying to help people. I've taken up carpentry, actually. I've helped people build some homes. And it's good. Lifting timber is good for the muscles. So
Your new opportunity may be here. But pardon us for not trusting you as much as we would. The calling has not happened for a while. Do you see that portrait on the wall? And he looks at the
Yes.
portrait that I looked at when I first shook his hand. Do you know who that is?
I am not all the way up to snuff on my Grey history. I'm sorry.
It comes with time, don't worry. That is Sigmund. He's one of the greatest Greys to ever live. He became a Grey without ever having to go through a trial. He's invented the trials even, some say. Before the trials, we had service, dedication. Your opportunity to be a Grey is here. But if you stab us in the back, your opportunity to be a Grey will never come. Is that clear?
And you can tell he looks serious but excited. It's not like this giddy excitement. You can tell he's trying to keep composure, but this is the best alternative to what he was looking for.
If my mother trusts you and my father trusts you, then I trust you as well. Until you give me a reason not to, you're here with us, but we're going to need your help.
What do you need?
Cassian turns to the group. We need to make sure that we have enough rations to spend a significant amount of time underground.
Mhm.
And we need to come up with a plan, something definitive that we're looking for. We know we have some time before these shipments, so we need to get as much information as possible. We
I
don't
do
have a
have
lot
an
of time.
I have
Go
an
ahead.
idea. If you need rations, but I can't go and keep coming to and from the Grey Manor, and it would look suspicious if you guys did that too. Maybe I could give you I believe my training I learned it's called a dead drop, somewhere within the church itself, a crate that you would only know about that you could find, and it would have the supplies you need.
That's a good start. This
I would
plan
just
won't work without you, though, so let's sit around the table and figure out what it is that we need and want from this mission.
okay.
I think we can go twofold here. First, map out what we can until the next shipment, and then
Find out what the shipment is.
try and figure out what it is, and if that fails, a backup would be follow who brings the shipment back where they came from.
And then if all else fails, we just fucking kill everyone, right?
And just start fucking swinging.
I think mapping would be a good start, just to at least see if anything is connected.
We have a week, according to Quentin, a week or two to the next shipment. So we can familiarize ourselves with as much as we can down there.
I'm not sure if I can be much help with that specifically, because like I said, I'm not allowed back there. If I'm caught, I could be killed or excommunicated. I would not be able to be of any more help to you.
Do you know if anybody patrols down there?
I'm sure. I am absolutely sure that they do. I've seen multiple people come in and only maybe one or two come back out at the time, which means that
Even
there's
during non-shipments?
yes. I mean, it is the catacombs. There needs to be people to keep uh, them cleaned. There's people who go down there to worship, from my understanding. I know that there. I haven't been, but I do know that there is a worship space, like a sort of like how when you go into the Northern Light, there is the big, you know, area with all the pews. There's something similar below ground as well. Um, other than that, I don't know, but I'm sure for a fact that there are people down there.
I
So
think
we,
for the time being, keep your ears open and lay low.
I do have something that might be useful information, maybe not though. After you confronted Seraphel, he spoke with some of the deacons and left the city.
He's gone.
huh?
Where did he go?
Very quickly after you confronted him, maybe half a day, he was packed and ready to leave by the next morning.
Did you confirm them leaving the city, or do you think he went down to the catacombs and is still down there?
I didn't track him, but I know his plan was to leave the city.
Where was he headed?
I don't know.
Who's second in command underneath Seraphil?
Deacon Dennis is one of the people he speaks with more frequently.
Is that the one that
Are
peed
you
his
still
pants?
here?
Yes, I think you were the you made him piss himself. That was
Excellent.
funny. He's not a very good person. He is very harsh on the choir boys.
So we have to be careful of patrols when we're down there. If we're gonna map anything beyond the Gray's tunnels, you would want to be careful.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to blow up our spot before we even have a chance to get eyes on a shipment.
I do
Are
know
your
that
colleagues trained in any sort of combat?
um I am unaware. I don't know for sure. I do know that there are some people, like I said, not many and not often, but there are some shifty people
Yeah.
who go in and have not come back out.
That sounds like a nice third party for strength.
But I am for sure certain that there are lots of um, Church of Lascendi fanatics almost that are down there almost 24/7.
Cultists.
They certainly do have a cult-like following.
Hmm.
I mean, I've never known a religion to enter a city and spread like wildfire this quickly. Whatever they're doing with this holy water is really convincing people that they have the answers.
That's kind of why I wanted to talk to the apothecary. I don't know if mass production's possible.
Why would you go to the apothecary? It's holy water.
Just see if anything can help.
Okay.
Well, we know it's a bit different than holy water.
It
Not
is?
quite what. We may have a bit more information than what you have been led to believe when it comes to this antidote.
It's an antidote.
It is.
Huh. I wonder why they still do like the ritualistic blessings. Is that all just bullshit to make people think?
I'd think so.
For 100
The veil is
coins.
being removed from your eyes, my friend. All the better.
Yes. Well, I never really liked them in the first place. I thought they might be doing divine magics, and uh, my divine magic is not able to do that. So
Well, the good news is neither is theirs.
so you were saying that you're trying to figure out a way to get this to. You said antidotes apothecary. You're trying to mass produce.
Ideally. Not just yet, though.
If we could get the city out from underneath
Mhm.
the church's boot,
Yeah.
that might be one of the ways.
Mm-hmm.
I can also I could put you in contact potentially with it wouldn't do you any good. Never mind. I was gonna say one of my friends works as the apprentice, but I'm sure you've already spoken to the actual master of the apothecary too. So
Very
To a
friendly
degree,
person.
but some of this information is not quite in the public yet. So mind your P's and Q's. Remember, you're trying to be a gray here, so your top priority should be the grays.
absolutely.
I can't think of anything else besides mapping out the underground before trying to do some sort of.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure our objectives will shift once we have more
I mean,
information.
yeah. How it always goes.
Do our best to prepare, but clearly
Mhm.
things change when
This
shit
dead
hits the
drop that
fan.
you speak of, where is a good location so that we can make sure that we don't get caught exhausted?
I am allowed into Seraphel's back room, and he is not here currently. At least, I am unaware of if he has come back, but he's not shown his face at the church for some time, and he did say he was leaving, so I'm assuming that he has left. If you guys can get there, you would have to, if you're trying to get into the catacombs via the church, you would have to go through his room anyways. Like I said, I can't go into the catacombs itself to place your supplies. And if you're going through the tunnels, you would probably just enter somewhere within the catacomb itself, so you would skip the supplies. Unless if you found your way to the stairs and then come back up, and then it's literally the first room, and no one would disturb you unless if it was someone in the catacombs disturbing you.
Is there any time where the church is completely empty where we could get to Seraphil's room without being seen easily?
No, there's monks praying 24/7 of different religions of the old gods. But that being said, nighttime would probably be better. There are less people for sure. I know that they close the doors on handing out what is now, I know, an antidote. They close the doors at sunset for that. So that is when things start to wind down, and then from there, I think around about 2 or so hours after dark is when most of the church members leave or go down into the catacombs or whatnot.
So the safest route is to go from the Grey Manor Inn, but the most
Mhm.
direct route is to go through the church.
Yeah, going from here reduces the likelihood that we're seen just leaving and walking
If we
through
could
town from
map
here.
that out ahead of time, I think that would be really useful.
I agree.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's spend this week trying to map out as much as we can.
Are there curtains in the church?
No, it's just stained glass. I mean, some of the back rooms have curtains, but for all the major rooms, there's no such thing.
Quentin, for now, your goal is to make sure that there is enough food, water, and if you can find any sort of healing potion or bandages for us. 6 people, 6 heads total. Make sure that it's somewhere safe within that room.
I will do my best. I do not have. He looks kind of sheepish for a second. I don't really have any money.
How much will you need?
Depends on how much you want to get. If you just give me a sum, I can buy whatever I need, and whatever I don't need for the supplies, I can just leave in your dead drop chest, and you would get it back.
I throw him 30 gold.
He looks like eyes as big as dinner plates. He's like,
That should be plenty.
Yeah, seriously, that's
I mean, sorry, Sid.
he's
here's a
handling
fucking
the
year's
gold
worth
and
of
hair at the moment.
salary.
This is a shit ton of money.
It's like dropping like 80K on the table.
Yeah.
food for 6 people for 4 days. Is that what we said it would probably take?
Well, till the shipment, it's a week. So I'd say we prepare to use all of that time. If we don't, it's fine. But
And keep in mind, the catacombs have multiple layers, so if they are hiding something, it probably would not be on the top layer.
it's pretty
So you
sound
said
thinking.
want to do a week then? Is that what you said?
7 days is fine.
For
Yeah.
6 people. Okay.
He doesn't need to drop 7 days, right? Because it presumably will take us more than a few days to get over there.
Yep.
So let's call it 4 days.
5, 4, yeah.
Yeah, 5 or 4 days of food, water, and whatever healing things you can get us.
Parsh-
And,
Partially dumb question. If we're underground for 3 days, how do we know when it's 3 days?
You'd have to do survival checks to see if you can try to keep track of time.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
wait, don't we have? He's not a wizard anymore. What are you? He's magic boy.
What am I?
He,
Don't-
he was a sorcerer, right? Or no, are you a
Sorcerer.
sorcerer?
Aren't you adept with some sort of time passage? That's something. It seems like something that's in a book somewhere.
Do you think I studied the magic of clocks?
Yeah.
I don't need. I don't even know how to read a clock. I just look at the sun. I figured you might be able to.
Time dial.
You
I don't know.
obviously study the magic of sass.
Yeah, not really.
Okay, well, worth a shot.
One thing I could do, like I can try and communicate with someone through the walls and ask what time it is.
Can you receive? I thought you could just message.
Hey, you about the street.
Also blocked by 1
Yeah,
foot
they
of
can
stone.
tell
So
me.
Oh.
Son
There's
of-
a voice in your
Hold
head,
on.
and we want to know what time it is.
Fucking random. It's like what?
Why don't we go to that person Katarina was gonna recommend? I can send my message to Alwyn, and then we can ask that he messages us
Once a
at
day.
the end of or at the beginning of his shift every day.
That's a good idea.
It's a good idea. Alan's pretty busy though, so I don't know how we'll take to that. Can we not buy like?
That's what I was
a
gonna say.
stopwatch,
Are-
like
are those a
medieval
thing?
stopwatch or
A
something?
If that
Stopwatch.
stuck-up bastard can't message us
know.
once a fucking day to tell us what time it is, then I'm through with him. Okay,
No, full, not Alwyn, the other guy.
whatever. It doesn't matter. Just message me once a day, bro.
I thought you meant Alan. I'm like,
The porn
No,
guy.
we're gonna.
Porn
He's
book.
gonna
It's
like
just
that.
to inform Alwyn that we've completed the trial, but then asking the person sending the message, or casting it rather, that they send us a good morning text
As long
every
as they
day.
don't have any vacation days booked, we should be okay.
Guten Tag.
Maybe sending us an end of day message makes more sense.
Like, go to sleep,
So-
idiots.
Yep.
You're gonna be exhausted.
That works too.
But yeah, like watches aren't a thing. I'm assuming small gears,
like
like a pocket watch.
that's pretty advanced for
I
this
figured,
stage
yeah.
in history. Not to say that somewhere they would exist, but if you had any shot of finding it, it would only be in Penting.
Not Horhaven. I mean Norhaven.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Okay.
So I would say you guys would also know, just through your experience in this world, a healing potion itself costs 50 gold pieces for a single healing
Yeah.
potion.
I was
gave this
hoping you
kid
wouldn't bring that
30,
up.
He's not going to get a healing potion.
No, he's just getting food.
That's fine. We'll take what we can get.
How many
Don't
potions
fuck it up.
left? Inventory.
So over this course of time that we're gonna be mapping out the tunnels, can I make another poison?
You cannot help in the creation of the maps, but yeah, you could
Yep.
make a poison if you wanted to.
Right.
This is also a good time for those of you who are mapping, which is probably just Numa and maybe 1 or 2 other people. Anyone else, if they wanted to try to make something in 1 week or however long you guys want to spend, this would be a good time.
I'll also help with the mapping process.
How bug
I
table?
will-
Oh, sorry. How long would that quiver take? Is it a week or a month?
We need an uncommon, and unfortunately,
Ow.
Sid kicked all the dust all over the floor, and we did not get it.
Didn't see anybody else trying to help out. Just saying.
And you guys also passed up a perfect opportunity.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
couple of other wee fragments. So.
I think Vicar described it too spooky for us.
Spooky.
I wanted to go.
It was too
I wanted to
spooky.
live.
Y'all,
Yeah, fuck that. We made the smarter choice.
y'all a bunch of pussies.
I don't think.
We're alive pussies, though.
That's true.
Quivering but alive.
You're a quivering pussy.
And then Sid just kind of scratches his neck while staring at Vicar.
Pointing right here.
Yeah, so no, Kai, we cannot make that yet, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember if there was anything interesting that I was going to make besides that, but I don't think anything was.
I want to make a thieves'
Common.
reprieve.
A what?
Is that a common potion?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Right. You're gonna go ahead and make your rolls.
Cool.
How the fuck did I lose my D20?
Oh, is
And
that
you
a,
can-
is it a potion or a poison?
Is a poison.
It's in my
Should we take a
fucking
10-minute
pocket.
here while Vicar
Yeah,
rolls
yeah.
poison?
Well,
Yeah.
everyone take a 10-minute. I'll work this out with Vicar, and
Cool.
might be a little bit more than 10 minutes because I gotta work it out with him, and then I'm gonna go take a piss too.
Oh.
Sure. Okay. So
It's gonna cost you 1d6 plus 1 times 10 gold pieces.
now I know before that at the Gray Manor they said that they would help cover the cost of this stuff. Was that like a one-time thing?
That was for the trials specifically. You guys
I
have done
see.
your trials.
Okay, no sweat. I still want to do this.
So, but you do have the frail weave
Yes.
fragment, so
Yep.
you can take a third of the cost away.
Yeah, I will be doing that. All right,
Okay.
so I get a. What are we rolling for?
You are rolling for the enchanting check here. Let me see how that works again. I wrote this a while ago.
It is.
Crafting an item. Okay, so this is a common item, so
Mhm.
it's going to be a DC 15 enchanting check.
Mhm.
And in order to make that enchanting check, okay, at the end of an entire enchanting time, a creature makes an enchanting check using its spellcasting ability modifier. For you, it would be dexterity, not your spellcasting
Okay.
ability modifier.
Yep.
I should adjust that to say your primary ability modifier. Plus proficiency bonus, if applicable, using the appropriate skill that relates to the weave fragment being used. You are using which weave fragment?
Have no idea. I only have the number of fragments that we have, not
Yeah.
the different types.
We got a
Start keeping
tree
track
thing.
Keep track of what types of creatures you got from it. So far, I think you've only had it from
Shit.
you've had it from plants,
Devils.
and everything else has been fiends.
Fiend.
I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see. Fiend is religion or arcana, and plant is nature or survival. And my arcana is 1. My religion is 1. My nature is 1, and my survival is 0. So I guess I'll just.
Is anyone able to help?
It
Like, with
doesn't
this, like,
matter.
give him advantage or something?
No, this is specifically for his thing.
Potion thing?
So,
I mean, I make
it's only-
potions.
all right. Yeah,
So that's why, yes, only because
no,
of that.
appreciate
That's fine. No, don't worry about it. Don't worry. You do you.
Okay, so I guess I just get the +1, and then for the dexterity, is it my +7? My dexterity, that's my saving throw modifier.
You
My
would use your
+4.
You would use
+4.
+4.
Okay.
So you would have like a total of what?
+5.
points.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So need to make an average check here, and even if you fail by 1 or 2, you still
I
get
get
the
it.
potion, but different properties.
Right. Okay. So I need a 15, or I need a 10, right?
You need to roll a 10 or higher.
And I get a 5. I'm going to use an inspiration if that's okay.
That's fine.
Is that your last one?
Right. No. Come on, baby. 15
15
plus 5 is 20.
Okay, 20. Yeah, you after 1 week's worth of time, you have created yourself a new poison. Actually, it takes you half a week because you guys are technically in a safe house for crafting this poison.
Okay, now for cost, it is 1d6
Plus 1 times 10.
plus 1 times 10. So I have to roll the d6.
Yep, roll a d6.
Come on, baby, low. It's a 2.
It's a 2. So it only costs you 30 gold pieces to make.
Yep.
But then you take a third of that away, so it costs you, what, 20 gold pieces?
Yes.
All right.
Nice. 20. That's interesting wanting to roll low.
Yeah, it just makes it fun.
Yeah, for sure.
As a multiplier.
All right, I have removed 20 gold.
All right.
And I gain... so I'm going to take one of our frail weaves out. We now have 3.
Yeah.
And mark down that one of them is plant and two
Yep,
of them are
got
fiend.
it.
Yeah.
Plant, fiend, fiend. Well, fiend 2x.
I don't think we can make it, but I know Sid and I were looking for plate armor at some point. Is that something that like we have to go to like somewhere special or have a load of money? Or both.
You need to have a load of money and go somewhere special.
Okay.
But you could have Sid and or Cassian try to craft it for you, and it would be half as expensive if they make their checks correctly.
Right.
So
Yeah, I only have 400. I don't have 750. That's a lot.
yeah.
Got it.
Thieves
I'm broke.
reprieve.
All right. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I will be right back.
Yes.
Did any of you guys want to make anything?
I think you and I are the only people who make stuff right
Okay.
now.
As a semi-above table topic, just because we're all hanging out, I did a lot of reading on the Beyond of D&D, and there's a lot of stuff that seems pretty interesting. One of them, mainly for Vicar, I
Yes.
don't know. I found some cool rare stuff. I know we're not really there yet, but like, I don't know how we're gonna get into that stuff because like if it says like it's a dragon thing, I'm like, do we have to kill a dragon? But it was like a type of bow that you can make like any different type. Like it could be like a short bow, a crossbow, light, heavy. You know, it seemed pretty cool. It was like a
Yeah.
dragon wing bow. I was like, oh.
And was there anything impactful about that?
It does an additional 1d6 on hit
Boom!
because magic. And I was like, that's kind of cool. And that's on top.
I'm
That is
sure
kinda cool.
that Jacob would let us make that,
Yeah, I don't know. Because it's like
but you would
Probably a
probably
dragon
need
weave.
a dragon weave fragment
I
or
can see
something
that. I
like
can
that.
see
Yeah.
that.
What are we talking about?
I can't kill myself either.
Go ahead, Dave. You
It
explain.
was. I was just since we were hanging out, I did a bunch of D&B on searching, just things that seemed interesting. Obviously, a ton of rare stuff seems pretty interesting. A few things on the uncommon side, not too bad. Like there was like a ring of protection, like a cloak of protection. Those seemed pretty useful if anyone had some AC. But one in particular was like a dragon wing bow. Obviously, Vicar thought it would be kind of cool, but we would think we'd have to get a dragon weave to make it, probably.
It would make sense. I would say if you want to get a specific item, let me know ahead of time. Like I said, if it's not whatever you're gonna make, let me know because it's good to have the foresight, and then I can plan to have a monster that you fight specifically for that item.
I
Gotcha.
see.
Just so happens that there is a monster you can fight specifically for that item that already is kind of in the pipe works for something if you guys wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked the weapon that came along with that too. There was a bow and a weapon. I was like, both those sound cool.
Dragon things usually do.
That's
What's
why.
the rarity of
Go
the
figure.
bow?
Guess rare is rarity.
Rare. Keep in mind that
Yeah.
could cost you
Oh yeah.
more than your entire party's net
Oh no,
worth.
yeah. No, yeah. I was just looking at stuff. So like, just
But it's
because.
good. It's
Breaking
good.
the bank.
Yeah.
Rare is 2d10 times 1,000.
Times 1,000?
Yeah. Making
Wait,
rare
what's legendary? What's the cost of legendary?
Oh, you don't want to know.
I only have 39
Legendary
gold,
is
Yeah,
bro.
2d6 times 25,000.
Holy fuck!
Wait, where was that belt? I wanted to make that one belt. Where'd that
Quarterstaff
go?
all the way.
It
So that
also
means
takes 50 work
minimum
weeks
is
to make.
50 grand. Minimum. That's if you roll double ones.
Yeah, so with the gear crafting, like, can we make any item, or is it like, can we make any item that's in the handbook, or is it something custom that doesn't already exist?
Either or, but just let me know ahead of time so I can work with you, because there are some items in the game where I'm going to be like, no, you're not getting that. Like if you guys want to get the black staff, which is a very specific item that is not supposed to be for players, it's supposed to be for the person who, in D&D lore, the person who rules an entire city, that's their primary staff.
Oh.
Yeah, you're not getting that one, buddy.
How about no?
I have this book on like ancient weapons and stuff. I was gonna ask you about a couple of items in there. Like, can I be like reading the book over this week and just get some knowledge on the location of them?
Yeah,
Or-
absolutely. And I would say
Huh.
you could let other people know as well, like in terms of helping them figure out what they want to make and all that kind of stuff.
Cool.
But
Yeah,
are
if you guys do want knowledge of anything, like, I have a book that has knowledge on things below like legendary quality, as long as they're magical items for magic use.
Can we
I
get
would say
Sid to
that-
wield the magic dildo that's like 5 feet long?
there are talks of legendary items in this book as well.
Legendary
Okay.
dildos?
It doesn't
ones-
cover a lot of artifacts because
Huh.
those are harder to know about.
I'll message you them.
Yeah. I was going to say, we talked about an item a little while ago. I'll formally send it over. It was that belt.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
send me an actual link so I can look
Yep.
at stuff.
Yeah. How do I find this?
Oh, I clicked on the wrong thing.
It's also dragon hide belt, so it's like, probably need a dragon. More dragon stuff.
Okay, that one at the end that you sent me, Joe, is a
Yeah,
no for
Okay,
us.
fair.
It's a no, but it's also a no for a specific reason.
It's just OP.
Remember how I said Alwyn has 6 books of immense rarity that maybe only a couple copies.
Yo, okay, I knew it. Okay, go on. I kind of
Yeah.
thought that, but yeah.
Yeah.
But what
But
does
New
I'm glad-
mission.
say where it is then? Like, would the book tell me?
The book would tell you that it's been lost to history and has not been seen in several thousand years.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
But guess who saw it recently? Yeah.
Sick.
But you also know where all 6 of them are located now.
Okay, because of this book.
Yeah. It come like this is a set. Imagine the rarest book collection set on the planet, and that's what Alwyn has just proven to you he has.
I see, and I guess it's one for each of the base stats, like one for charisma, one for wisdom.
Hitler's personal library.
Oh, God.
Clitlers.
Cloaca?
And also, keep in mind, he's had these books that you don't know how long he's had them, but they've been lost to history for several thousand years. And you know how the book's properties work. So keep that in mind.
What about the other 2 that I have on there?
Yes, and hang on, let me look up the other one.
Tony,
I
you're
think
making Sid a salami slapper build, right? Come on.
I mean, well, he does bite. He could also lick.
The only salami that Sid is slapping is his salami in Whorehaven.
Damn it.
Warhaven's not real.
If I don't get my midget fixed soon, I'm gonna go crazy.
Do you mean Elven Chain?
No,
Joe?
he means midgets.
Joe?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Yeah, both of those are fine.
Yeah, because they what are they called? I think they're from Tasha's Cauldron, like the tattoo things. They're not in this, then, yeah.
The tattoos I would definitely need to look over specifically because those things are some of them are busted in terms of power.
Similar to the Elven Chain, because there's one for defense and there's one for offense.
one of the things that the tattoos say that I'm definitely going to change, even if I do allow tattoos,
right.
is it says like, oh, once you're attuned to one tattoo, you can just keep adding to them. That's bullshit. You have to attune to each of the tattoos if I give you one of them.
Fair. Yeah, but
I want a tattoo.
there was another one I was interested in actually.
Can we get a Kintsugi tattoo? Oh, we have masks. Never mind.
Just tattoo your
I'm
mask
definitely
on your
down to
face.
look over the tattoos. I'm not going to outright say no to them. But
Imagine the size of the needle you would need to tattoo a dragonborn.
you could do it like the old
The Maori, where they like tap a reed into you or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Did someone else send me stuff? I could have. Dave, did you send me something?
I should have just sent you the Dragonhide belt. It's the one that gives you like +1, 2, or 3 on like monk key saving throws.
The legendary item I want is just my dick pic.
I
I'll
have
send
not
that to you
seen
later.
this item.
We talked about it too long ago, I'd say.
Yeah, it's been a while.
What did you say then?
It like levels up, kind of a thing.
Jacob was
So-
asking if we sent him legendary items, and I said the legendary item I'm going to send him is my dick pic.
Mm.
I got to do that through here. Yeah, I just figured anything dragon based would be a dragon weave.
You're really putting the leg in legendary, aren't you, there, Zen?
That's why he's got 3 legs.
The third legendary.
How high does your martial arts die go? Does it go up to a D12?
No, 10.
10.
Why? What are you thinking?
I like the DC thing. That's kind of cool how it goes up in terms of what kind of rarity you make, but I don't like that you can just Stunning Strike is one of the most busted things in the game, and it gives you like potentially another 10 free uses at high levels.
If you'd want to vary it, I didn't actually want to even use it for stunning strikes.
Are you using it for your breath weapon feature?
You can make it strictly just for that, and I'm fine with that.
All right, then I'm gonna say yeah. If it's for the breath weapon, because I like your whole breath setup. That's cool for flavor's sake.
Yeah, that was mainly the only. This is the only item I could find looking at all the items that could help with breath damage, it not going down, but by just going to what it could be.
And we can always work something out specifically for you, but I think this kind of does what you're looking for, so I'm fine with that.
Sweet.
All right. So, everyone back? Everyone good to go?
Yes, sir.
Yes, chef.
All right.
Where's Josh? Joshy.
Would you be
Juice.
able to message me the stuff for the other 2 when you get sick?
Message
You have to
you.
be this session. Like I sent you 3 items.
Yeah. Oh, you just want like the links to them?
Well, like, what would I know? Like, I've read this book, let's say on Elven Chain. So, like, what does my character know about that? Like, where to get it, or like.
Oh, I forgot about this.
Oh, so you're not talking about making these things. You're talking about finding them.
Like finding them, yeah. I mean, either, I guess. Like, whatever's in the book. I wasn't sure.
Okay. Well, the book, with what the book tells you, plus your own intuition, you know where the Tome of Influence, plus several other of those tomes are, which is a lot of that. That's some very useful information. But the Pearl of you don't get actual. Here's where this item is located. It's more how the item functions and history of the item.
Oh, like he learns about the thing. It's his way of obtaining knowledge about a thing.
Yes, it's more meant for that. It's not like a how-to guide of where to find it. If you want to, I could put it like this. There are some creatures that might have items like this. So similarly to how like some of you guys might want to make a bow that's dragon themed. So you go fight a dragon, get the thing, then roll for all your checks. We could do something similar for you where it's like, okay, I know you want the pearl power. Where would I put one? Let's make an encounter based around that. And let's make it so that it's different in some way for you to obtain it. But it seems a little bit cheap to give you like the ability to not have to roll to get the items that you want.
No, I just mean like that, or if there's like a quest, or I mean anything really. You could be rolling for it. I was just curious. Like,
I mean, it's a pearl. Could be in the ocean. Ocean adventure.
Wow, big thinking, this guy. Yeah. So
So are you
I,
intending like for us to basically craft all the magical items we're going to use versus finding them in the world?
largely speaking, there
I
are
found mine.
exceptions.
pants.
So Sid's sword is an exception. I'm about to do something else that's going to be an exception. There's always going to be a couple of exceptions. If you want your exceptions to be more in this way, I'm okay with that, but there's not going to be many of them. Largely speaking, you guys are crafting all your own stuff.
And how many weave fragments do we need for an uncommon?
For an uncommon, well, you just need an uncommon weave fragment. So it's a type of creature that you need to kill, like a certain rarity of the creature itself.
Yeah, you can't use like 10 common to equal a uncommon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you would need to kill a creature with a CR of 7 to 11 for it to be a robust weave fragment, which is what you need to craft an uncommon item.
A busty weave fragment.
And we have
Bust.
one. We have frail
Bust.
ones, right?
Yes.
You only have frail weave fragments at the moment. You guys are just now, just to give you a level of scaling and how this works, you're just now crossing the threshold into fighting creatures with CR that could be in the range of 7, but it's still going to be like those are tough battles.
Understood.
Fair enough.
I don't want to jinx anything, but a program on my computer seems to be doing okay.
Interesting.
I will not ask which.
Knock on wood.
Yeah, if you guys want to check it out. I think it's kind of cute. I made it the standard scene we've been having up kind of cozy.
Dave, that mask came out sick. How did you do that?
A decent bit of Photoshop.
Nice.
And
It
not
came out really good.
Photoshop. I forgot
really well.
we mentioned
Where am I
that.
looking?
For which one? The mask?
Yeah, what are they talking about?
That's
What am I not seeing?
It's just an artwork.
It's an artwork.
We talked about masks. I forgot I never posted mine from a while ago. I was like, oh yeah, it's like a puppy mask, like wolf-esque.
Where'd you post it?
In the artwork.
In artwork.
Oh,
Figured that's where we put that stuff.
I think
right?
you sent it to me already, Dave.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, nice.
I gave you a sneak peek.
Man, imagine how fucking intimidating that is. Seeing an 8-foot
Yeah.
dragonborn like that. Man, I give Quentin props just for standing up to that. Cool. I like it. All right. So is everyone ready to jump back in?
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, let's fucking get it.
All right. So when we left off, you guys were still talking to Quentin at the round table, and you were just talking about your plans to do the tunnel, right?
Yep.
So
Yes.
I'm gonna need who is Kazar and Numat that were doing that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And Kai, you're not making any potions or anything like that?
I can make like one or two, but that they can do their stuff.
Okay. So you guys make a survival check with advantage for me, Numat, as you guys are running throughout this cave network.
14.
14. Over the course of the next couple of days, you keep going back down and checking things out. You keep finding new areas, and they keep branching off in different ways. Eventually, you find one branch that seems to be headed in the right way, but you still haven't explored it completely. And you can tell that that's definitely... It is going the right way, but there seems to be a lot of chaos further in there, and you thought maybe it would be a good idea to turn back before you just do too much of this yourself.
All right, yeah, I mark everything down that I can, and I kind of look at Kazar and I say, "Let's head back. We've got enough."
Okay.
And you do have a fairly extensive map in terms of like this spider web network that leads out into all different places in Norhaven. Most of the tunnels are fine. Some of them are collapsed, but you can give a copy of an updated map to Katarina if you wanted to.
Oh.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. When she's looking at this map that you made, she does point out the area that you thought might be headed towards the church and say, yes, I do remember this now. This is definitely the right direction. But all of these, and she points to different branches coming out. Like, remember how I said there was chaos in that little area up there? Like, there was different, almost like different...
Toward the right direction?
toward the right direction. There was
Alright.
all these other tunnels that branched out in a way that didn't make sense when you were looking at the scheme of how the other tunnels had been. It's like I said, it was more like a spider web. It was fairly straight tunnels that branched out in a network that was thought out and designed, and that area seemed like it was not. Once you hit a certain point, she says, "I don't remember these tunnels being here. They look like they've been carved out since we have done a map of this place. So I don't know what that would be."
Doesn't bode well.
No, it looks like they try to make more tunnels to make it more confusing the closer you get.
That is definitely a possibility.
How many days has it been? Like 2, 3, 4?
It's been a week because
Okay.
Vicar wanted to make his
Yeah,
potion
that's fine.
or his poison. So actually half a week. So it's been 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, is a week 10 days?
Yeah.
Shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah. A 10-day.
Uh-huh.
10-day.
Is a year 12 months?
I'm not going to get into specifics of that. I'm not going to play your game, bro. I'm not going to play your dirty little game.
How many
I don't-
seconds in
I
a
don't want to
minute?
be one of those guys. It's like, oh, it's the 17th of Spelundir in the season of Clemempthor. You know, that's just dumb. It's winter time, and there's 10 days in a week.
All right.
Makes things easy to keep track of.
No machine go burr.
So machine gun burr. All right. So, what are you guys doing?
So did we map it out down there?
Did they report back?
Yeah,
Yeah, real.
Yeah.
Yo, guys,
Um,
take a look
Over
at this. I slap it down at the table.
Yeah, I think we kind of like review the map and as a
great.
group try to determine what makes
Looks great.
sense for
Yeah,
an avenue of approach.
What do you mean? Look at all this chaos.
that's not what I'm getting at. It's a nicely drawn map. Appreciate your
Oh,
work.
thanks. Yeah, I do my best.
We're not gonna beat you, Newmont. We love you and we're happy that
We're
you
not
did
like
this.
your parents.
We is a lot of people.
Well, it looks like a very straightforward path. We could get there pretty quickly, but after that, we have to try to maybe leave a trail because it looks like it starts to twist and turn like vines rather than a structured system.
So gingerbread crumbs is what you're saying.
I think it would be best. We could definitely get turned around in circles for hours.
How long do we think we'll be in there? Like an hour or longer?
I thought it was gonna be like days.
That's what I thought.
Well, you guys just mapped the first level, right?
Based on my knowledge of like making the map and our time down there over the week, could I estimate how quickly I could get back to the point of non-confusion?
Now that you have actually made a map, I mean, the reason it took 5 days in the first place is because you didn't even know what direction to head.
Yeah.
You now have a solid network, so it would take you about twice the amount of time that it would normally take just to walk from the Gray Manor to the Northern Light underground. So maybe like an hour and a half to walk to where you started seeing all that all those different branching off tunnels that were weird and not standard of what you were seeing with the other stuff.
DM.
Yeah.
Would Cassian be knowledgeable of different points of interest amongst the city besides just the Northern Light and the Gray Manor?
Yeah,
In Horhaven.
if you look at the one of the maps that Josh has posted in the maps channel, it shows you where points of interest are.
Oh, right.
Okay.
So it shows you the different districts and then points of interest like the Gray Manor, Northern Light, the town square, the farms, the trade sector, Nomad's Rest, Warden's Hall. That's where a lot of the politics of Norhaven is. There's definitely one of the tunnels leads to Northern Hall, or sorry, the Warden's Hall. There's the Forge Guild. There's one that leads to the Forge Guild. Heartward Market, the Archives. There's one that leads to the Archives. There's one that leads to Frostfell Gardens, which is still within the Grey Manor grounds, but they just have a tunnel that connects it to the Grey Manor. And they have the Apothecary Guild, and there's definitely a branch network that leads to the Apothecary Guild as well.
So I think based off Cassian's question, are we trying to evaluate the map that everything in the organized structure looks like it connects to most points in the city, and the only area is the confusing area? Or are you trying to say if there's anything else in that system?
Right.
Okay.
Oh,
Does anything look out
you're
of?
saying if the tunnels lead to other points that you don't know are points of interest?
Yeah, exactly. Like next to a point that we knew was a point of interest, but like that looks new, kind of a thing.
There are
Yeah.
several of those, but none of them are new. They're all very
Okay.
old. So you might just think that maybe things moved over time or the tunnels weren't as necessary. Maybe these are safe house locations or were safe house locations, but you're unsure as to what they might be.
Yeah, I think based off Katarina's assessment, she said everything looked familiar except that's the new confusing spot.
Understood.
The mapping of the tunnels was purely the first level, right? They didn't like go down.
Yeah, it just got to like
Yeah.
the beginning of the catacomb part.
The
Were you
tunnels
able-
do kind of go like this as you're walking through, but it's like naturally on the same-ish level.
Mm-hmm.
I have a dumb
During-
question.
Go ahead.
For when you guys were down there, how tall were the tunnels?
8 feet.
I
1
could
inch.
stand. I don't know about you though.
That's what I was gonna be like.
Do I remember how tall the tunnels were?
The tunnels are about 7 feet tall. I mean, there's no human
Yeah.
that's going to be more than 7 feet tall.
It's
So
like a door.
yeah,
What-
they don't want to. I mean, it was a huge task to do these.
Yeah, you would keep it
network
small. That's
tunnels
why I
anyway.
asked.
During your time down there, Numa, were you able to identify an area where we could access a second layer or even third layer of the catacombs?
Answer is no.
Yeah. I thought it'd be wise to come back once we got to that point. I didn't want to go too deep and have two of us get lost on our own.
You
That's
could hear
totally
there's a lot
fair.
yeah, it was just a lot down there.
The
It
point
was very structured and then it just turned to random.
But we know our way to the Northern Light.
that was gonna be my question.
Mm-hmm.
Like we know
Yes,
that's
correct. I'm
okay.
assuming that's where it
Gets weird.
Jacob,
Okay.
is that where it started to get weird? Like under the Northern Light,
was-
if I compared maps on top of each other?
It wasn't under the Northern Light. It was about like a block away from the Northern Light, if that makes sense. It's on that one tunnel definitely leads that direction, but before you could get there, a block back is where all of these networks of other
Yeah.
tunnels branching off. You know what? While you're there, roll an investigation check for me with disadvantage because you're trying to be quick about this and head back.
Well, that sucks. I don't think I'm rolling lower than a 3.
I mean,
Yeah.
Shit. A 4.
Yeah, so you just notice the tunnels. You don't notice anything else.
I could get us pretty close.
Okay, well, I mean, if that's the best we've got, then that's what we have to work with.
Mhm.
So when I guess we just try to link up the times when we know there's a shipment coming in, and maybe try to catch them bringing stuff down so we can follow them.
Mm-hmm.
DM.
Yeah.
Would Cassian know whether or not the access to the catacombs is like a public thing?
Access to the catacombs used to be more of a public thing. Since the
Okay.
Northern Light has gotten here, you know now that it definitely is not.
But there
Is it
are people that go
prohibited?
down there to pray.
Right, but is it prohibited by some sort of city guard or the Northern Light, for example? Is
Like
it explicitly prohibited?
Yes, it is. No one
Okay.
is allowed down there.
Okay.
So who's praying then?
the deacons, like the people from the Northern Light, I think.
Okay.
Two questions. One, do we have a map of Norhaven that is ironically to scale to what Newmont just created?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Yep.
Are you talking as characters or as players?
I'm asking Newmont and slash you if we have one.
Well, I don't think we have one like actually digitally IRL, but we have maps of Norhaven and now the tunnel system. We could like lay it on top of each other and
That's what I was
go
asking.
about that way. I think that was the investigation
Like,
check I did.
we can bring a map down with us, and if we're getting into the tunnels that are confusing, we should be able to pinpoint and locate it on the map to make sure we know where it is and not get lost going there. If we
Can
need
we
stuff.
can we get word to what was the 19-year-old kid's name?
Quentin?
Quentin, to get some like Northern Light robes in our dead drop or something like that we could don while we were walking around down there.
Does
Now
that
you're
work?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Does that work for me and you though?
You just gotta cinch that bitch tight.
Like...
John, you gotta roll yours
Yeah.
up and
I'm a master of disguise, all right? I'll be on stealth, baby.
am I not
You can go from
turtly enough
looking
for
at
the
street
turtle
shop
club?
to a barn owl,
Mhm.
no problem.
I was like, I don't think I'm gonna. And my second question was, we have a ton of rope, right? If we need to find anybody and gag him and tie him and
Mhm.
dump into a closet.
Sid's got plenty of gagging rope.
Oh, you're right.
Damn.
That's what I call my pecker.
Jesus.
I always look at Jacob when Tony says stuff like that just to see his reaction.
Same. I was
Every time I look right up there.
Like, nah, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
but still gets a chuckle.
Okay, let's not waste any more time.
Let's get moving.
So, question on the robes, did we answer that?
We also need to talk to Quentin too. Like, we need to tell him to start getting us stuff.
Yeah, so you guys want to find? Well, Quentin's still there in the room with
Oh,
you.
shit,
We're still
okay.
talking about. Well, no, this is 5 days later. He's not here
Mhm.
anymore.
Right.
Right, we don't know where he is. Can you message him? Or what did you do?
It only works so far.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have sending.
Okay. That's it.
How far? What's your range?
120 feet.
Well, we could just go for a stroll next to Norhaven real quick.
I have to like kind of know where he is. I
Yeah,
think.
you
Let me.
have to like see
Let me
him.
go and look. It's
You have to
kinda
point in
weird,
the
the
direction
rules.
that they're located, and then
Oh,
whisper your message. It's blocked by 1 foot of stone or anything like that, so you would have to do it as you're like passing a window.
yeah.
But also, if I know the target and I know it's beyond that barrier, I can go through the barrier.
Why don't you go pray at the
Oh.
church?
Yeah, we could do that.
Real quick.
I mean, I'm not
Well-
doing that.
So, am I just telling him to go to the manor?
Well, just to tell him to get us
Yeah.
some robes. In
Roll an
the...
intelligence check for me, Kazer.
It's like 2 FPS in the browser for some reason.
Can I see it?
9.
9. Yeah, this is a pretty easy thing to think about. So, you were all at the Northern Light not too long ago, and you raised a big stink and made a deacon piss himself. So maybe going in under the pretenses of, hey, I want to worship here.
Yeah.
Maybe
that's
we
very,
could
very frustrating.
have Dimitri or Katerina find him and let him know.
Do they leave the manor frequently? Do we know?
They hardly ever leave the manor.
I was like, right? Why did I see
It
that?
would
Okay.
make sense for them to talk to him because, like, obviously they know him from the past. He's been to 3 of the trials, so.
That being said, we have been prohibited from having contact with any of the Greys, and knowing Quentin's persistence, if we were to approach him, it might look like we are trying to recruit him.
Is there any like underhand network here that I could utilize to have one of them spread the word for me?
Ironically, you just heard about a newly emerging crime syndicate, so
Could I potentially talk with them?
Aren't
you
they-
have unlocked your 5th level, like the safe house feature, right?
I am level 5. Underhand. Where does it say?
Oh yeah, I have splash potions.
I believe
I think I'm a black cloak, right? We had said, yeah.
you're the second level in your guild.
Yep.
So I think that read the passive that you unlock. I think it allows you to have new safe house locations.
Passive. Crafting a poison. Oh, it's just you can use we fighting 100 words.
Wow.
I don't see anything about access to. Oh, wait. At the second level of this guild, you gain access to a network of steakhouses and covert contacts. Yes, I have it.
All right.
Nice.
So I'm gonna say while you guys did all the mapping, you're having this conversation. It strikes you maybe if you spent a couple days putting your feelers out, looking throughout the city, you could probably know the type of people to look for to find some information. Finding people is your thing, but you've gotten used now to finding people who you didn't even know existed, just having the idea of what you're looking for. So you feel confident enough that you could probably find some information about something.
That is a good way to go about it. Another option, we could always go to the library and use sending to contact him if it's urgent. Like if we're fine waiting a few days, then
I think we would have had the time to do it this way.
yeah, probably.
So can I? Yeah, so I want to talk with somebody about if they feel like they can get their hands on some robes for us, or if they feel like they can't, then just to send a message.
Okay, so you're not doing this through Quentin. You're trying to do this through this crime stuff.
Well, I thought that was the idea, just to have somebody that isn't under like scrutiny to deliver the message.
Yeah, we're just trying to get in contact with Quentin.
Yeah.
To tell him what we want him to do.
Yeah. That's probably the easier way to go about
You
it.
spend a couple of days on the streets, and you come across this one beggar-looking guy who has the sores all over his body, and he's got an eye patch on. And you've got a pretty keen eye as you're walking past. Those are not what the black sores look like. This is makeup.
Mm-hmm.
So you know that this guy isn't necessarily being very truthful, but he's also not begging for anything. It looks like he's intentionally here to keep people away that don't know that he's not sick.
I'm gonna walk up to him and in Thieves' Cant compliment him on his disguise.
He looks at you and he has this like grin across his face. And in Thief Can't back at you, he says, "Hey, it's good to see a friendly face. What do you need?"
I'm looking for someone to deliver a message for me discreetly.
What message and to whom?
I want to deliver the message to Quentin at the church, and I want you to tell him to add some robes, some church robes to the drop.
Church robes to the drop. All right. Anything else?
That's it.
All right. And he's gonna he holds his hand out like this, like he's expecting something.
I'll drop 2 gold pieces in his hand.
He looks at the gold pieces, just kind of smiles and looks back at you with like the raised eyebrow. His hand's still out.
I'll drop him a 3rd.
You're only giving him 3 gold pieces?
Well, he literally just has to deliver a message. What's the? I don't
Yeah.
understand the. I thought gold was worth a lot.
Criminal. He says he just holds up 2 fingers with his hand still outstretched.
All right, I'll give him a total of 5.
Palms it, puts it away, and he says, "Pleasure doing business. I'll get those ropes for you."
Likewise. Thank
His
you.
name's Caleb, by the way. Outstretches his hand for a handshake. Fuck you, Caleb.
Yeah, this is a handshake, you say, huh?
Do you have hands?
I'll just say nice to meet you.
You don't shake his hand?
No.
Do a perception check for me.
I get a 9 plus 6, 15.
15. That's exactly what you needed. As you
Nice.
look at his outstretched hand, you can see right here a tattoo of a snowflake.
He's a liberal. I knew it.
Why? Why?
Does that mean something to me?
It doesn't
It's
mean
snowflake.
anything to you. You just notice it.
Okay, gotcha. And so the people of the underhand don't have tattoos like that, I guess is what I'm saying.
Hang on just a second.
Yep, go ahead.
We could see the hand.
Where am I? I gotta take 5 gold pieces out of these.
You best remove it.
I'm trying. Removed.
Oh. Nice.
Thing.
Why does camera
Hello?
break? There it is.
Oh,
He's back.
Hi. Did I just ruin everything by turning my camera off?
Nope, you're good.
Okay, cool.
For a second. That's fine.
Sorry, repeat what.
So I don't recognize the tattoo as being anything underhand related.
No, you didn't ask anything about the underhand. You just kind of made a simple transaction. You noticed the tattoo.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know.
You make your way back to the party with this task complete.
And I will tell them that the robes will be ready for us in the drop.
cool.
When's the drop?
Yep.
That's the loudest your mic has ever been.
You can get louder.
Oh god.
All right.
I was like, no, you provoked him.
Okay, so we're going
you guys-
to. Do we know? We know when the drop approximately is going to be there, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
you would probably assume that it's already there, and you
Right.
just added
Ropes.
something that needs to be added.
Sure.
So
I'm sorry, I meant the from the church when they're going to be bringing in their.
Their drop or their delivery.
Mhm.
you don't know specifically when it's going to be. You know that the church gets things frequently sent to them, like different offerings, or they need to keep up with their own stuff. They have to get their own food and water and all that kind of stuff sent to them. So you really don't know the difference between that kind of a shipment and the shipment that Quentin was alluding to.
Okay, well, I guess then we just get in there and explore and try to find where they're keeping all this stuff.
I mean, maybe you can go and eavesdrop on them a little bit. Our resident thief.
Yeah.
See if you can find out some info for us.
I could do that.
Like, do they
Sneaky
have
boy.
somewhere they usually drop off resources and like deal with that? Do they have like a storehouse or?
Well, I think the important stuff we're after will be. Well, I guess it could be in a storehouse.
Well, I
Well,
think
it's gotta
we're
come in through the storehouse.
from what Quentin told us is that he suspects they're doing it underground, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Quentin
and
said
they do a blessing as well.
I think that's a
I
show.
guess
Yeah.
in front of the people.
Mhm.
It's already made at that point,
Yeah.
and then the
Yeah, that
blessing
is
is just
true.
a show.
I think
So-
Quentin said he's not allowed down in the catacombs. He's only allowed into Seraphon's
room.
room, which I
Yeah,
thought he was
so-
saying he'd do the drop in the room.
Right. So our objective right now is to get into the empty room through the tunnels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
One
let's
thing
do that.
could be useful later, as you guys just said, if we wanted to kind of make a point in the town and turn the town against them, we could go to one of these prayer ceremonies at one of the fountains and use the antidote on someone before it's been cleansed and show that it works.
True. That's a good point.
Mm.
It might be end game stuff.
Yeah, a good way to
I agree, but yeah.
to drive the nail into the coffin. Yeah.
Or if we could just find more of those, I'll snag them. I'll put them in my box. Just take them if they have a shipment of them or something.
In your box.
I have my box that I had my flowers for.
Hmm.
Spent like 20 gold on that, or 15 or whatever.
Hmm.
All right, let's get him in those fucking tunnels, guys.
Get on, get.
Yeah,
Fucking
come
get
help
in
me.
there.
I need help. I'm too afraid to go down the
You
the
have the
darkest part.
All right, we going?
All right.
I'm
So-
down.
Katerina and Dimitri lead you down past the maze that you guys were in. They take you past the. Did I show you the hallway that connects where there was just? Nah, maybe not. Anyways, I don't have the map up. There's like the whole maze, and then there's literally just a secret door that leads straight to the back, and then you enter that room that you guys were in before. So they take you past that way, and then they lead you down even more stairs, and then there's just this big oak door that's got a latch on it. She throws open the latch and then opens up the door, and you feel that cold breeze that Newmont and Kazur you're familiar with at this point. And she says, "Good luck."
Thank you.
Can I see in the catacombs? Like, is it lit or is it torch needed?
There are sconces, but none of the torches are lit. Well, actually, you know what? You tell me, Newmont. Did you light the torches as you were going along?
We can use that as our
Yeah.
way back. Yeah.
The torches are there, but now they're unusable because they've been burning for 5 days and there's nothing left of them.
Well, I found my way back,
Gotcha,
guys.
bitch.
Dude fell right into that.
So, yeah, you guys could make your own light or something. As you guys are all starting to walk down the stairs, trying to figure out what to do, you feel a hand on your shoulder, Cassian, before you descend the stairs. And you look over and you see your mom looking at you. She says, "You have succeeded these trials so many times, and I'm so proud of the man that you are. I'm so glad that you have these friends with you, and I wish that I could help more with all of this. Our hands have been tied for so long, but that's not stopping you. And I would like you to have this. It's been passed down generation to generation. It is your turn." And she reaches around her waist, undoes some rope, and hands you the family whip.
Oh,
The
God damn.
family whip?
The
The family whip. The gray family whip. So go ahead, and it has its own little lore spiel. You guys, when you look at it as its actual whip, do you know what to look for or no? Cassian.
If you've preloaded it, then I should be able to just add it, right?
Yeah, so go into manage inventory, add inventory, and then I think it's called Fiend's Folly.
Hmm.
Nice name.
But the lore of this whip, as I'm sure... Well, do you mind me telling the lore, Cassian, or no?
Please do.
Okay. So it was once just a normal whip held by the Grey family, and as it was passed down, different members of the Grey House would add to it in different ways, reinforcing it, making it stronger, making it longer, making it capable of doing different things. So you can see the whip is not one material. It's made of several different materials. And throughout the years, each owner would give it its own name. Some owners would stick with the previous name. Some owners would come up with their own name. But it's always been known as the Grey's family whip.
Cool.
Nice.
Do you mind if I read the description?
Yeah, go for it.
This whip has been passed down to the Gray family for generations. It has been remarkably well taken care of and even modified or changed slightly from user to user. Over the years, this has resulted in an increased attack range thanks to one of the previous owners adding additional length to the whip. Woven from Baylor hide, which we just learned about Baylor's. Another previous owner, whilst restoring the whip, added several small adamantine bead chains running through the length of the inside of the whip body in order to give it more weight and momentum, resulting in an increased damage. Yet another previous owner for this famous whip was magically gifted and found a way to enchant Fiend's Folly in a way that made the weapon magical, yet still allowed room for future improvements to be made to the item. You have a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with the magic weapon. You gain an additional 1d4 damage, and Fiend's Folly has a reach of 15 feet instead of 10.
Nice, dude.
Nice. Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Mom. I imagine Cassian would look to his mother, and while taking the whip in one hand, grasping it close to where she's holding it, he would pull her close into a hug. Mother, when you were announcing our success in the hunt, you made an apology to me. And I want you to know. And Cassian takes his hand from her back and puts it onto the back of her head and pulls her head into his forehead. I want you to know that you never have to apologize. And I never expected you to, because it was never needed. Our family has fallen on some of the hardest times it's ever faced, but the winds of change are here, and the grays are many again. I give her a kiss on the cheek.
She smiles and she kisses you on the forehead and gives you a squeeze on your arm and says, "Good luck. I hope you find what you're looking for."
Let's go, you big softy.
Soft, I'm hard AF right now.
Yeah.
Oh my.
It's kind of fucked
God
up, bro.
damn it,
Zen,
Cody.
another thing to keep in mind, that is the whip as it is base. But if you wanted to use weave fragments instead of creating new weapons to upgrade that whip, we can work together on that. So it's something that can grow with you. It's specifically engineered to grow with you.
Sweet. Love that.
Nice.
All right.
So, Kai, do you think you could use those claws of yours to maybe scratch something on the walls as we go along?
Only the left side.
What?
Smart.
Oh, come
So
on.
then when we're coming out, it's always on the right.
Yeah, true.
I was like, come on. And we have a map though. At least we can.
You
we
guys
can do
Yeah,
it.
but
Once we get to
once
the
we get
confusing
beyond,
part.
Yeah. So you guys make your way up to where Newmont leads you, right at the break of where all these different branching tunnels go. And now you're doing the claw thing, or what's your plan?
The thing is, I would want to do the claw thing, but I don't. When we enter new tunnels, I don't know which one would be the right tunnel. Like if we go into like a circle that we'd have to walk back in. If I know where we're going, I will put an arrow facing the correct direction. I could do a survival or wisdom or intelligence check
Go
every
ahead and
periodically.
Roll survival as you're trying to figure out how to navigate this place.
Yeah,
we're
'cause I
trying to
don't-
get to the church right now.
Yeah, because I don't think we're doing like an ongoing map as we go, because that would just take way too long.
Are
You're just
we
trying to figure out how to
overlaying?
get there.
Are we
Yeah.
overlaying a surface map to the tunnel map?
At least just to get to the.
Yeah,
Get
but
an
to
idea
give
of
us an
where the-
idea of which tunnel to take to get closer to the church.
Go ahead and roll a
Saying.
survival check with advantage, because with the help of everybody, plus using 2 different maps.
Sure. Well, first one's a 10. Second one's that's a 6. So what is my number? So 17.
17. Yeah, you definitely know which of these tunnels is the right one to do after some trial and error. But as you walk, you notice that's a pretty big fucking hole. And there's something like this massive hole that just leads straight down. I need someone to roll a nature check for me.
Who likes grass?
Not me.
I sometimes like grass. Do I like grass?
I like it a +1 amount.
Why am I? Oh, never mind. That was medicine. I'm thinking of something else.
I like it a +0 amount. I don't like grass.
I like it the same as Sid.
I like it a
Eh.
+2 amount.
That's a lot of grass to me.
That's our resident.
Gazer, you
hippie
sound
right
like
there.
our resident grass toucher.
No.
Dude, mine's -1.
Well, my low-key hate grass. Okay. I guess I'm touching some grass, boys.
Gazer's allergic to grass, fellas.
There is
Makes
no
them
grass in
itchy.
this room, but yes. So you go ahead and make that check. You realize as you're looking at this hole, a creature that is large, very large, dug this hole. Make your roll, please.
I got a 9.
9. Okay. That's about all you get from this, though. I'm going to need Newmont. You're keeping your ears peeled for something.
Yes, sir.
Newmont and Dave, or Kai both, roll a perception check for me.
Sorry, I was just highlighting the fact that Kazer really likes 9 today.
Nice.
Yeah, I think the online stuff's busted. I'm not gonna roll it anymore. The last 2 were 7 plus 2.
I got a 4.
18.
Oh wait, duh, we have to add it. 11. That makes a much bigger
18.
difference.
Yeah, Kai, you're just kind of distracted by the big hole. Newmont, you hear
Oh shit.
and it's coming from just around the corner.
Wait,
What
I
do we
didn't hear
hear?
anything.
I think
Oh,
Discord.
your mic didn't pick it up.
I think Discord
Oh,
cut
yeah,
it out.
it must be like the clicking. It's like clicking.
Like the. Yeah.
I don't know if you can hear that or not, but
No.
Discord
yeah, it's
cuts
just
it
Christmas
out.
break.
filtering it out. That's so funny. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
just clicking like claws
Yeah.
going.
Is it
Jitter.
rhythmic?
No, animalistic.
Okay.
Is it like scuttling or?
Large scuttling.
Yeah.
Guys, I don't think I think whatever made this hole is
Still there.
somewhat close. Zed, stop.
Oh, Foundry's up. I didn't even. Sorry, I haven't been looking at it.
You guys hear that?
Oh, yeah.
Mysterious clicking noise.
No, I don't hear anything.
Well,
Well, we
just
should be on
about
our
then.
toes.
Newmont says, "You hear that mysterious clicking noise?" And you say, "Nah, didn't hear a thing." And you turn around and you see a giant bug-like creature with like this almost gold exoskeleton staring right down at you with these clipper mandibles on either side of its face, with these huge, like gauntlet-like forearms, and it roars at you. And I need
Jeez.
everybody to roll for initiative, but wait for just a second so that I can run the encounter, and now you can roll for initiative.
Okay.
Initiative.
I was
Do you
like,
want us to do initiative
yeah.
online so it's
Yeah.
there for
No,
you?
I already
It's
rolled mine. Thank
automatic
you.
on my end, which is nice.
But we have
Alright.
dice.
I'm not
Nine.
fucking
Sorry.
re-rolling this shit. I tell you what.
I tell you what.
Boys, I didn't get 9. I got 10.
baby.
Woo!
I rolled a 9.
Okay. Kai and Vicar, did you roll yet?
I did 25.
25. I
I
don't know
don't
why.
see Mandible Man.
I don't think I get any
And-
pluses. 13.
15?
13. 1, 3.
13. Okay. So, Josh, do you have their people all placed or no?
Yeah, it's Foundry's up.
Okay. For some reason, I can't see. Oh, they're over there. Okay.
Yeah, I see stuff.
Yeah, I just haven't moved yet.
Yeah, the creature is going to be right here. It just rounded the corner.
Meow.
So, actually, they're down by the hole, Josh. So they're...
I had it up. I just was waiting to see if they wanted to.
Oh,
move
I
it.
didn't even realize it was up. I was just
I didn't want to move all their people for them.
That's a hole,
Yeah.
all right.
So you guys are...
Oh, yeah.
See where Vicar is down here? This is
Yeah.
where you guys are.
Okay. Whee!
And then you see this bug-like creature.
Bug.
there.
Bug.
Oh,
get
yeah.
a
There's
zoom in
a
on that bug.
Leboog.
You are up first.
yes. All right, so I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to use sneak attack with my rapier.
Get his ass.
We're
All right,
bug butt.
go and get, and I get a 17 plus 7.
That's going to hit. Just barely, but it hits.
All right, 17 plus 7 barely hits.
I was like, wait, what?
I just shit myself.
I
Holy
wanted to see how long it would take before you registered that. It took just the right amount of time.
Okay, so I get the 1d8 plus 4 here, which is a 7 plus 4, so 11. And then I get 3d6. We
Okay.
get 1, so that's 12, a 4, 16, and then a 4, 20.
20 points of damage.
Hmm.
Jesus.
All right.
And then I'm going to use bonus action and dash away, and he cannot attack me. No opportunity.
No attack.
Why does he? Did you take mobile as a feat or something?
As part of Swashbuckler, I have Rockish Audacity,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
which, yeah. So if I land, even I don't have to land it. I just have to make an attempt for a melee attack, and you cannot attack me back.
Oh.
So
Sneaky, sneaky.
then I get my other 2 feet of movement, and then a full 30.
Okay. You describe to me how you go to attack this thing.
Oh.
This is important.
I want to go for them squishy eyes.
All right. Okay, so you aim for the eyes, and okay, this is funny. I'm going to read this aloud. When a creature starts to turn within 30 feet of the Umber Hulk and is able to see the Umber Hulk's eyes, the Umber Hulk can magically force it to make a saving throw. So I'm going to say, just for the sake of you've already hit, I'm not going to take that away from you.
All right.
Go ahead and roll a charisma saving throw for me.
Okay, we like that. We like those. And it is a 9.
A 9. On a failed save, you don't take reactions until the start of its next turn. So on the start of your next turn is when you do something, but I need you to roll a d8.
Okay. Not that.
Oh, that's what that
This
holds
one.
for.
I get a 4.
You get a 4. On a 1 to 4, the creature does nothing. So on your next turn, you're just going to stand there.
Sweet, but I can move away?
I'm going to let that happen for this. It was supposed to happen at the start of your turn,
Oh.
but I'm going to say that that's not the case because you guys
Okay.
knew something was coming, so that's how I'm going to justify it. But on your next turn, like you see Vicar run and just kind of stop and stare into empty nothingness for a second.
Okay, I'm back here. And then I will end my turn.
Cassian.
Well, I don't like the look of that. I'm going to move to 10, 15, 10, 55, 10. Yeah, I'm going to move to here. And then I'm going to take my first use of Fiend's Folly and make a strike against this creature.
Okay.
That's a natural 1, so I miss.
Oh.
And then I'll use my second attack. Thank fuck. 18 plus 8. I'm sure that hits, right?
Jesus.
18
Barely.
plus 8 is gonna hit, yeah. And you
Just
see as
barely.
Cassian pulls out his whip, you're not used to the extra 5 foot of length on this whip, and that threw you off big time for the first attack. So it
Definitely.
cracks way over its head, but you adjust well for the second strike.
So that's going to be a 3, 5 plus 5, 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. All right.
I am then going to move back 2 squares.
Okay. Kai, your turn.
What? Really? Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I've seen more pleasantly looking things in my day. I'd like to walk up to it if I can. Oh, I'm measuring. I am measuring over here. Stop measuring. I don't want to know how.
Just taking a survey of the dungeon.
Yeah, bugs don't really like fire, so I'm just gonna fire breath it in the face.
All right.
Good choice.
Yeah, so let's see. So he needs to make a Dex 14 save for it to do half damage. Where's my 10s? Why am I blind?
He rolls a 12.
Hey, I can actually do it. Let's not roll shit on my end now. I got it. Oh shit, is that a 9? Oh, that's a 9. All right, a 9 and a 7. Ballin'. That's a 16. so 16 points of damage.
16 points of damage. Wow, leaning into this thing already.
Of fire damage. I know
Fire doesn't do any extra damage, but it doesn't do any less damage. than you expect.
Hey, that's what I kind of want to hear.
Hey.
Hey!
God damn it. Yeah, that's all I could do. So that's it for me.
All right, Newmont, you're up.
Sick. I would like to get away from this hole first of all.
It's more of a pole guy.
For real. And I would like to chuck a dart.
All right, go for it.
Ooh, and that 20.
Wow, all right.
Barely hits.
So then that's 6 points of damage.
6 points of damage.
And I would just end my turn there.
Okay. It is the Umber Hulk's turn. It is
Oh.
not happy. Gonna move right here. And it's going to take 2 attacks at you.
Did we add that emote?
I know.
First attack is definitely going to hit. It's a 26.
Mm-hmm.
Second attack is a natural 1. Misses, so it does...
Barely.
Okay, you see it take these massive claws and rake into your shoulder, and it does 10 points of damage to you. After that, it looks at you, Newmont, and it tries to make a bite at you with its massive mandibles.
It's whatables.
24 to hit.
Yes, sir.
You take 11 points of damage as it bites into you, and it kind of latches on, not letting go. Wait, who went without having to make a charisma saving throw?
Cassian.
Cassian and Newmont, did you as well?
I didn't make one.
Yeah, I did not make a charisma
I don't think
saving
any
throw.
of them did.
Okay, all of you need to make a charisma saving throw.
What was the range on the charisma saving throws?
You have to be within 30 feet of it.
Oh, 30 feet. Yeah, for sure. Okay.
Charisma.
My mistake. Oh, God. Okay.
7.
7. Okay.
Glad charisma's my thing.
21.
21.
Nice.
Cassian's fine.
Can you do something?
I got a 7.
7. Okay, so we'll do Scott first. So Scott,
Where is that thing?
okay. On a 7 or 8, the creature makes 1 melee attack against a random creature, or it does nothing if no creatures are within reach. So on your turn, you have to make an attack at a random creature. And Kai, you, at the start of your turn, take no action, but uses all your movement to move in a random direction.
Just straight into the hole.
Barrel! Oh
That is
no!
a possibility. I'm gonna let that be a possibility for sure.
I was gonna roll for
That's
it,
fun.
so yeah, it's
Yeah, we'll do
8d8.
I guess we'll do a D8
Yeah.
and then 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4. Yeah.
I thought the same thing.
Okay. That is going to end its turn, I think.
DM question.
Yeah.
With the new whip reach, my sentinel also gets 15 feet as well, correct?
That is correct. Are you within 15 feet? You are within 15 feet.
I'm going to make a sentinel attack against
Wait,
it.
no, you're not. You need to move up 5 feet to be within 15 feet, right?
No, he's 15.
Oh shit!
Oh.
What?
All right.
I'm going
Yeah.
to make an attack against the bug boy.
Whip him good.
I rolled another natural 1.
All
Oh,
right. And it wasn't meant to be.
oh.
You gotta break that whip into shape.
Yep. Still getting used to it, boys.
Yeah.
Kazer,
It's
you're
kind of
up.
fun.
So can I take a look at this thing's exterior and just see what it's made of?
Are you within 30 feet?
I mean,
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah. Yes. You start your turn within 30 feet, so you're going to need to make a charisma saving throw.
Damn.
But yeah, You can see that this thing, it just has like a chitinous shell. It's not really like it's made of anything. You would need to get a much closer, in-depth look to see what it's made of.
Okay. I got a 7.
7. To hit or to check?
For the
The charisma.
charisma check.
Oh, for the charisma check. Okay. Go ahead and do your action first, and then we'll figure out what happens to you on your turn.
Okay. I'll use level 2 Scorching Ray. Attack it.
All right.
Damn, my rolls are so ass. 11? Do we roll these separately, or how are we doing it last time?
I think you roll separately for each of the rays.
Is it 3 rays?
There's 3 rays, yes.
Yeah.
The first one was an 11. And then a 21.
21's going to hit.
And then a 17.
17 just misses.
Oh shit!
Dang.
8 points of damage.
8 points of damage.
This is a big
Thing is
bitch.
looking kind of hurt.
Maybe I will do my thing.
All right. Is that the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. Sid, you're up.
Nope.
No.
Wait, this is probably gonna fuck me, but like, what happened to me?
Yes.
I obviously failed that.
Right. Thank you for reminding me.
Wait, did Newmont go? Newmont went, right?
Number
Yes.
3,
Yeah.
you're going to take no actions at the start of your next turn.
Welcome to the
I
party.
was like, I know this great
I
gift.
thought I got a 7.
Well, that was your check.
Yeah,
but
your
then
check
he rolled
it
for you.
failed, and then I roll to see what the effect
You
was.
roll to see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn. All right, so Sid, it's your turn.
My turn. I'm gonna move here,
Get him them guts.
and then I need to roll a save. Oh wait, do I roll a save first?
We'll do it after. Do your action first.
All right. I want to rock and roll all night.
All night.
I'm gonna
Please don't
divine smite.
DMCA me.
No shit, you're gonna smite it.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll to
Coming
hit.
in with the bonk.
Mm-hmm.
Big old bonkers.
Bonk.
Oh no, it's a 17.
I love how Zen is just casually brushing his beard.
Yeah, I saw that.
17
right, bro.
just misses.
Yeah, so I don't even get to follow through.
Damn.
So about that smite.
I'm gonna
So-
action search. Fuck this guy.
all right.
Welcome.
How about a 23?
23 is gonna hit.
All right, and then we're gonna roll. That's 9 plus. You expend 1 spell to roll 2d8 radiant. So 2d8. I don't feel like finding mine. 9 plus 7, 16.
16 points of damage. Yeah, this thing's looking hurt.
Kick it.
And go ahead and roll your charisma saving throw.
It's a d20, right?
Mm-hmm.
Plus
I
7.
rolled a 4.
Oh my god,
Plus-
we're getting slaughtered
plus
on these.
charisma modifier.
Oh,
There's
charisma.
no way it
Don't worry,
matters.
guys.
There's no way it matters.
I have a 15 charisma modifier. So, yeah, no,
It's like a
I
three.
rolled another 3 at the start of your turn. You take no actions. This next round's going to be real quick.
Yo.
Okay, Vicar, you get no actions at the start of your
What
turn.
about
right?
bonus action?
You don't get bonus actions. It's just
Good
like
try.
yeah, it's just like a skip, unfortunately.
Don't look in
Cassian.
its eyes.
Fuck. Cassian, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna hit it with a whip. Hopefully, I don't roll another natural one. Where are you, dice? Well, that dice has gone to dice jail. Apparently, we're gonna do this one. Much better. 16 plus 8.
Oh,
Gonna do it. Go ahead and roll damage.
Max damage on the 2d4, so that's 8 plus 5 damage.
Nice.
nice. Smack it.
And then I'm gonna do that again. 15 plus 8 to hit.
Yeah.
That'll hit.
Yeah.
And that's 4 plus 5, an additional 9 points of damage.
All right. Yeah. As you crack into this thing with with your whip, you can see the shell of this thing starting to crack in places, and some ichor starts leaking out from it. Kai, go ahead
I
and
was
roll
like,
a d8 for me.
since I see it starting to crumble and crack, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go in 4. Just go that way,
4.
which is 1, 2, 3, this way. You wanna do it this way?
Yep.
I'm over there. All right.
You're sprinting.
As you leave this thing's, oh wait, no, it's magically compelled to, so he doesn't get an opportunity attack on you.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah, but you just see Kai. He notices a fly or something on the wall and just like beelines it straight for it.
Dummy.
All right, it's gonna end your turn. Newmont, you got the
I
thing.
have to attack, right?
What?
What's up?
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
have.
I have to attack it, right?
Randomly.
Yeah.
Roll a
Random.
roll a d20. Evens, you attack Sid. Odds, you attack the other thing.
Nice.
You better
Oh,
roll out.
God.
Escalators, escalators.
Escalators.
4.
All right, you're going for Sid, I guess.
Yo.
Do I get to pick the
Rolling.
attack?
I would say that you've been forced, magically compelled to attack. So whatever you were planning on doing to the Umber Hulk is what you do to Sid.
It's fair.
You're planning on
Quarterstaff.
giving it a hug, right?
Good thing he's also going to roll that one.
That's a 22 to hit.
Cracks it in the back of the head.
He was not expecting that.
That's no hit.
Just that.
All right.
Sid's like,
I'm
"What
assuming that's
the
hits,
fuck?"
right?
Yes.
Oh God, do I? All right, well I'm
Watch
rolling
where you're
damage, I guess.
swinging that thing.
All right, I rolled a 2 out of 8, so that's nice. But it is plus 3, so that's 5 points of damage.
Sid,
Good
as
thing
you
you're
get
weak.
as you get cracked over the head with this, you turn around and look at Newmont, and it's like there's this dazed look over his eyes, like he wasn't in control of himself. But then that very quickly goes away, and Newmont, you see yourself holding a stick with the back of Sid's head bleeding.
I go, sorry, and I spend a key point to disengage. And I'm assuming that would just disengage me from the creature as well, not just Sid, I guess.
Yep.
All right, and
Both
I will
opportunity attack you.
yeet my ass all the way back here.
All right.
Look, I saw what you did over there. I
question.
don't want you over here, man. Just keep moving.
Actually, let me just read this real fast. Nah, never mind. That will end my turn.
Okay. Is the Umber Hulk's turn. It's got Sid right next to it and Cassian further away. So what it's going to do is it's going to take 2 swipes at Sid, and then it's going to try to go for Cassian.
I'm gonna sentinel it as it attacks Sid.
All right. 17 to hit Sid.
Miss.
And second attack is even less.
Attaboy, Sid.
Do the
Miss.
attacks need to hit for you to do Sentinel?
Great
Touching
question.
my mouse.
I don't believe they do, but
When it makes an attack against a target other than you.
all right,
Those
go ahead
hands
and-
up mean it's a nat 20, doesn't it?
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage.
Natural 20. The background's not gonna let you see it, but I promise you it's there.
I saw it on the table.
So that's 4 plus 5, right? So it's max damage on the damage dice, right?
Yeah, so you would get 4 plus 3d4 plus your other stuff.
Okay, yeah. So that's 4 plus 4 is 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 points of damage plus 5. 14, so 21 points of damage. Right?
21 points of damage. This thing is looking badly injured.
Slam. Wham,
With
bam,
that
thank
hit,
you, ma'am.
I'm not
probably
Sorry.
20-something points of damage. I already
21.
marked it down.
Nice. I was like, I'm not sure what you're talking about. It looks badly damaged. There's this great fly on this wall.
It is going to attempt to hit you, Cassian.
I don't blame it. I'd be pretty pissed too.
Rolled an 11.
Oh,
Doesn't hit.
Nice.
But you need to. No, that wasn't the start of your turn. That was a reaction, so you don't need to do that.
Can it attack him from 15 feet away?
It moved up. Boop, boop, boop.
Which means
It does means
Opportune.
Cat, what are you doing?
I will rolling and hit him in ace.
Ooh.
Ooh, a nat 20.
Let's go.
How do you
Weird.
wanna do this?
oh,
Nice.
As it turns to shift its attention towards Cassian, I'm gonna cut down at its one leg, and as it falls off balance, I'm just gonna come with an uppercut with this sword and cut its face off.
Nice. In a beautiful display of gore and glory, you see this bug fall to the ground with its head rolling away.
bug juice is everywhere.
Harvest it.
And I'm gonna spit on it.
No.
Okay.
It's execution move.
Someone
Yeah.
go ahead and roll a nature check for me.
We know who really is good at nature.
Yeah, a resident hippie.
Boy.
Grass toucher, grass toucher.
Let's go! A 21!
Wow.
Yeah, baby.
Oh.
9!
He's touching some grass.
You know that this creature is called an Umber Hulk, and you know that it is a monstrosity creature type. You could definitely get a frail weave fragment. This thing is just on the cusp of being a little bit more powerful, but not quite. Still frail weave fragment status. But that being said, you can definitely take elements of this monstrosity, especially the shell. The shell, it can be ground up to make some really interesting ingredients for different things, kind of like a diamond coating on tools or whatnot. It can also be used mainly for armor, is what people use the Umber Hulk shells. But you can definitely take different parts of this thing and use it however you want to.
So what is the check for that one? Is it Arcana still?
25. Oh,
Yeah. So you would need someone to do an assessment check and someone to do a
monstrosity
extraction check.
is survival and arcana. So you,
I'm decent at
Arcana.
surviving.
16.
Oh, damn.
All right, and someone needs to make the extraction check.
what's your
doing it?
survival? Do you have proficiency in survival?
Yeah.
I do. I have +5.
Well, so it's not your
Or-
plus, it's your proficiency,
Yeah.
right?
I think in order to have +5, I think you'd have to have proficiency.
I am proficient in
Yeah.
survival.
But you would add your proficiency bonus. So your proficiency bonus isn't +5.
My proficiency bonus is +3.
Yeah, we all have
Right.
+3.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't
mine's
really-
14.
Yeah,
I
it
did that
doesn't
wrong.
matter if we have a +7 in it. It matters if we just have proficiency in it.
Correct. Yeah. So then whoever, if you want to do that with the so you guys, yeah. So whoever has the higher dex or
Strength.
strength, yeah, put that.
I got a
Six.
+4 on Dex.
Go for it.
Me, but do you have proficiency in survival or
Does he need-
arcana?
You just said that. Sorry. No, I
Yeah.
don't.
Does he need to do both?
Okay. No, it's just so Kazra already got it. You said you got a 16, right?
Yeah. 14.
Well, is it +3 then, or is it my +5?
+3.
So then
Yeah.
I got 14.
Okay.
So then
it would use your, if you have a +5 to nature and nature is required, you would get the +5, not
Oh,
just the
okay.
+3.
Well,
alright,
I'm wrong.
alright.
I'm wrong then.
Okay,
So
so I thought
16.
All right.
All right.
Tony, you want me to
So-
do it?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. So I do a survival roll.
Yeah, you
Plus
do a
bonus
survival
plus
roll.
proficiency.
Yeah.
Okay, dokie. Well, that's an 18 +7 +3, so 28.
Nice.
Think
No,
You
you don't
got it.
add the +3. It's just the whatever you roll.
Oh.
Yes. Right. So
That
25.
is the proficiency.
So
Like if you
25.
are proficient with the
Oh,
tool.
it includes it. You're right. Duh.
But still, that's definitely enough. You guys carve into this thing. You get away parts of the shell. Actually, not you guys, but Kazer. You remember hearing about Umber Hulks in your book. There's actually an item in D&D that you can make using the gauntlets of an Umber Hulk, which you definitely make sure to take just in case you were interested.
Okay.
Kitten.
I'll remember to look into that.
But you guys definitely have some good pieces here to take with you.
Khajiit's
Mark
wares.
down that you have a monstrosity frail weave fragment.
Yep,
Excellent
I
idea.
got it.
Mon.
And I specified
Prostitute.
Umber Hulk too.
Word.
All right. So, after this little scrape, do you guys want to? What are you doing?
Kiss the homies goodnight.
Before
I'm
we do
good.
anything, I would like to cast False Life on myself.
Are you gonna heal up? Use any features? What you doing?
I'm
Yeah,
okay.
that's all I did. I just cast a False Life.
I was also
I'm good.
I wanted to just educate you guys on something. I never told you guys. I forgot about this till just now. I made a potion back before we did the trials. I'm gonna make this important. Just I'm gonna show it to you guys in my pouch. For some reason, if I can't access it, it's called a potion of gentle repose. What it does is that if you pour it onto a person who's been knocked out, it'll essentially stop time for them so that we can like go get them rezzed. So it removes the timer
Nice.
for that.
Wow.
Is it a
well
splash
done.
potion?
I mean, I can make it a splash potion, but
Molto bene.
yeah, I can do it. But I think if anyone else uses it, it wouldn't be.
No,
thought-
once you've made the potion, you
Oh, it
can
just is.
anyone can use it.
Yeah.
Oh shit! All right, then yes.
And you would also know that it's not when someone's unconscious; it's when somebody dies. You can
Yeah,
use it to put on the body.
Yeah.
So there are some spells in D&D where there's a time limit in terms of how. Just for people who don't know, like a Revivify spell is a 3rd level spell, and it'll only cost 100 gold pieces to cast, and that's if someone dies and you do it within 1 minute. The next higher level is a 5th level spell that costs 1,000, so it's literally 10 times more expensive. Putting a stopper on someone's death for 2 days is huge because it gives you plenty of time to get that body to somewhere where it can be healed for a lot cheaper.
Nice.
Newmont.
Yes.
That made me think of it. Because you did false life.
I am gonna do lay on hands for myself.
Please touch me. Oh, okay. All right.
And
All
just
right, I guess.
give me my
whatever.
5 hit
How
points
do you
back.
touch yourself, sir?
I'm gonna stare directly into Vicar's eyes.
While squatting.
While- I just give myself 5 hit points.
All right, by staring into his eyes. So, Vicar, you see Sid staring lovingly at you, and then he just gets the warm fuzzies for some reason.
Mm-hmm. The pants get a little tight, and I gain 5 hit points.
Not really. You have 1 inch.
That's how you
level.
got it.
I was gonna say a little tight.
All right.
I just shake my head and turn away.
You see Vicar blushing out of the corner of your eye.
You do not.
At the corner of the cloaca.
All right. You guys now know that this is definitely a series of tunnels that wasn't dug out by the people within the Northern Light. This was definitely done by this Umber Hulk creature. It's definitely got claws made for digging, and a lot of the caverns look like this is a space that would have made it easy for him to walk around in.
Does it look like that hole was made by the Umber fella?
Yeah, the hole is definitely made by the Umber Hulk. It probably leads to some other nest of something.
Yeah.
More?
Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Let's continue towards
Could
Northern
be a
Light
way
territory.
down.
All right.
It could, it
yeah,
could be a way
I'm
down. Do you want to check it, Vicar?
We know it's here. I wonder if there's other tunnels, like if we want to stay here. Because if there's something else to fight down there, do we want to? As a group? I don't care. But that may be a
I don't
possibility.
think so. I can fly. I don't think you guys are gonna have an easy time getting up and down that.
Yeah.
How much do Umber Hulks weigh?
A shit ton.
So we can just tie ropes to the Umber Hulk corpse.
Okay.
True. Can we like drop a torch down just to look for now?
You got a torch to spare?
A hole is filled with methane. You all die. TPK.
Can I just peek down in it with dark vision? And see?
Yeah, you peek down in dark vision and you can see that this is definitely a nest that it's made for itself. There's rubble and some dead
Okay.
carcasses of different kinds of creatures that you would assume might live in caves like this.
But
Are
it,
there any
yeah, okay.
eggs?
There are not any eggs.
Are there any
Are any
rich
human
people?
bodies?
Any rich people who died down there?
Yeah.
Mm, you can't tell from this distance, but you don't really see anything that looks like it would be a human body. You don't see jack shit, Sid, because you have no dark vision and you're human.
I can get it in a matter of seconds. Send everybody running.
When he touches himself.
No.
Just
When the other guy touches him.
When the other guy touches.
just looks like a burrow of some sort.
Okay.
Doesn't go anywhere. Let's continue onward.
Word.
So you guys figure out very quickly which one of the caverns or which one of these natural caves. Sorry. Which one of these natural caves leads into the one that was manufactured previously, and you walk for another block or so, proving that your map was pretty accurate, and you come to this stone, almost bricked up wall.
Damn.
Shit, that wall bricked up, bro.
Tony, your head goes from straight down. When he says bricked up, you go. Okay, so we're at a stone
Bricked up
wall. Okay.
Bricked up wall.
So
Can we?
Sorry, I didn't mean to click that.
I was like,
I'm sorry.
did you mean to click it the first time or the
I
second
was like
time?
trying to stop it because it was an accident and it played it the second time.
was the leprechaun back?
Anyways, so we're at the wall, and can we try to listen and hear if there's anybody on the other
Yeah.
side?
Do a perception check for me.
I will roll.
Use those owl
Yes.
ears.
My owl ears tell me 16 plus 6.
Wow,
Oh,
tells you numbers.
yeah,
Math.
20 something.
27? Yeah.
22.
Okay, 22. Still, you can definitely hear there's some voices on the other side of this wall. Both male, but you can't make out what they're saying through like a foot of stone.
Okay. I will quietly inform the group that it sounds like there's somebody else on the other side of the wall. This might be a good place to break through, but not right now.
I was like, there's nowhere else to go, right?
Yeah, no, there's nowhere else to go except for back.
Yeah. That's
Maybe we try
unfortunate.
to wait until they leave. They might have heard us fighting the Ember Hulk too, but maybe not.
No,
Oh, wait, how
about a
far did we
block
travel?
away.
Oh, okay, we good.
Hurl.
The Ember Hulk.
Can you make out any words they're saying?
Not really.
I mean, we could take a quick short rest and see if they leave after 30 minutes. Or
True.
it's a great door.
Do we need a short rest? I'm good.
I mentioned doesn't mean it's past time.
Yeah. Well, we can pass time without taking a short
Alright,
rest.
that's fair.
Because if we don't expend die, it doesn't matter either way, does it?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Do you only get a certain number of short rests a day, or is it just the dice?
It's the dice.
Okay, yeah, then we take a short rest.
Could get some key points back for certain people.
Yeah.
Not me, but you want.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you guys take a short rest, heal up if you want to. You wait for an hour, and the voices stop after a little while, but you don't know if they've left this
Or
area
just
or
stop
not.
talking. I mean, this is as good as it gets. You know?
How are we
How
gonna
you like to
break
kick
this
walls?
wall?
I was gonna stop. Like I'm gonna kick it. It's like thank you.
Is it a brick wall like with grout?
It's
and all
bricked
that?
up.
Like it's a
Um,
stone wall.
Okay.
Stone wall, and there's a door in front of you.
I kick
Wait, a
it.
door?
A door.
There's a door.
Is it locked?
I
it's
haven't
locked.
tried it.
I'm gonna check and see if it's locked.
Yeah. Let me touch it.
But he's gonna do so very quietly and
Quietly.
slowly.
Yes, very
And
carefully
very,
and
Is
stealthily.
this door locked?
Before you guys do that, Josh, hop in private session real quick.
Oh shit!
What's gonna happen with
Whisper.
this door? Oh,
This
God.
Whisper is brought to you by our open sponsor slot. If you're interested in sponsoring the TV show, now would be the perfect time to do so.
And be aware
Blue
that
Chew.
Mimic.
when people leave the
Blue Chew,
chat,
sponsor us.
the stream gets fucked up.
Am I gonna get to pick my first lock, fellas?
I hope so.
Nope.
As a rogue?
Nope.
I was gonna kick
Nope.
it.
I'm
Don't
gonna
you
shove a
fucking
dagger in the
dare.
keyhole and break it off.
You're a dumb lockpicker, aren't you?
Then that's not the only hole a dagger is getting broken off in, Sid.
Yeah, there's a big hole back in the other room.
Jesus.
But I mean, if you guys, I mean, now's not a good time to check out the stream because it got fucked up because of all the people left. But feel free to take a look at it whenever.
My
I'm gonna look at
fiance's
it
watching.
now.
Hi, fiance.
Hi, Jenny.
That was you just destroyed her anonymity.
Yep.
Wonderful. Sid.
Good job.
That's
Delete the
okay,
VOD.
I
name.
mean, no
Delete the
one's
VOD.
no one's watching anyway. Besides her.
Also by doing her least favorite thing.
Yeah,
She's probably
that's her
asleep by now.
favorite thing.
For my next trick, I'm gonna read off her social security
Oh
number.
my god.
Why do you have that? We got to get more soundboards in here.
Got you.
Roll for initiative.
The fuck was that?
What the fuck?
Do I need to slow it down for you?
This is our short rest sound. And when I finally pick that lock,
We all die.
Why did I just get moved? Someone dragged me.
What?
Uh-oh.
hello?
You didn't see shit. Okay.
And then when we sneak up behind the person behind the door,
So,
Bye, Cassium.
And then when they play sad song,
also Grace is trying to join the Discord call and she can't. Is there a reason for that?
mm,
That I
Boys
can't
only.
answer.
oh, she should have
there
permissions.
There shouldn't be a reason why she can't join the call.
Oh yeah, Tyler said the same thing. He couldn't
Wait,
join
really?
the.
Is there a limit to the amount of people that can be? No, we've had.
No,
Oh,
we
yeah,
I've
had
had a
been
bunch
in
of
here.
them before.
Yeah.
Did someone
Someone
change
went
restrictions
duck.
on something?
I don't think
some-
any of us have
We don't.
permission to
Yeah,
do
I don't
that.
have
That would
permission
be
to
you
change.
guys.
Josh is perm.
Josh
So-
fucked it up.
How did I fuck it up? What did I do?
Does their
Maybe
names
you
fuck
did.
it up?
Oh, you know what?
Don't let them
I
bully you.
did. I did do that because
He
I
fucked
did-
it. He
Oh, he
fucked
did
it.
fuck it up.
Dave said if more people join, it messes up the order of
Ah,
the
so you
pictures.
locked
So,
it
I
out.
changed it so that only players could, and yeah, us could
I
join.
see.
Sorry, but
Here.
thank you.
There, now they can join.
Sorry, but fuck you.
Will it mess you up too much, Dave?
More than likely.
Okay.
We could always have them join Dave's stream.
You've committed a
Yeah.
sin against the wife of God himself. That's
Honestly, fuck the format. Just let them join the call. It's
Yeah,
more
yeah,
trouble
yeah.
than it's worth. It's
Yeah.
kind of getting
Yeah.
annoying. She's here.
That's why I didn't want to do it this way, because I knew this would happen.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
We'll figure out a better.
Hello.
Dave's got a big old brain on him.
Wait, how did you play Crab Rave before?
I have
that
more
a Nitro
sounds than
thing?
you. I'm better
Oh,
than
you
you. I am
fuck.
Goku.
All right. So, you guys are at this wall. There isn't a door, but there is a stone wall. What are you doing?
Oh, so there's no door. All right. Well,
There's
fuck
no
me.
door.
I
I can't
guess.
see anything anymore because someone accidentally dragged me into the room in which I saw nothing.
Yeah. You saw nothing.
Vicar puts his lockpicks away, sadly.
There you go. Now you are
So there
outside
is
of a
no
wall.
door.
No, there is just a wall in front of you.
Oh my god, continuity errors. Jesus.
I kick it,
Sad trombone noises as Vicar puts his lockpicks away.
but I would like to kick the door. Can I kick the wall?
Go ahead.
Sure. Go ahead and roll a
Kick the
strength check.
wall.
Okay.
Athletic check.
He nat 20s
Breaks his
and just
leg.
fucking shatters this wall. Kills everybody on the other
Kool-Aid
side
man
of it.
it.
I mean, okay, that's only a 5. That's a 5 plus 5, which is a 10.
Eh.
10.
That's a wall.
You kick the wall, but nothing happens.
Thank you.
You guys
Satisfaction.
realize that kicking the wall does make a sound. You don't know how
Yeah.
loud the sound it was on the other side. But
Yep.
Can
Hold on,
I
it's cards.
check for any kind of like loose stones or weak points in the wall?
A
Can we check for
lever.
a super secret hidden mechanism?
Okay, both of you roll an investigation check for me.
Oh.
It's not great.
Wait, but 3 of us talked. Who's rolling?
Not I.
I think it was you and I.
Sid and Vicar.
Investigation.
We're
Investigation.
looking for specific things.
15.
No, you don't have to put your camera on, Josh. You're fine. Or who is that?
Where is it?
that's
Oh, it's a
Jared.
9. I got a 9.
9?
9, 9, 9, 9, 9.
Oh my.
Okay. I'm sorry. What did you roll, Sid?
15.
15. Okay.
Take it or
In
leave it.
15, you do not see any mechanisms, but you do see what Vicar was trying to look for. He's looking in the wrong place, but there's a couple of weak points in this wall.
Hey, Vicar, look here instead.
Ah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yes. I was just like looking at the floor or something. I don't know.
Yeah. You were just looking at the wrong kinds of stone, but Vicar.
Are these weak
one
points
thing-
susceptible to blunt force trauma, or
Yeah, if you were to hit them hard enough, they would probably bring the wall down.
Can I like silently like pry one of these stones out, or
Yeah, go ahead and make a sleight of hand check for me.
yes. This is
Ooh.
much more my alley. Sleight of hand, you say? Oh, I'm very good at this. 17.
17. Yeah, you very carefully, kind of like Jenga, take out one of the bricks. And if you were to keep at this for a while, you could probably take down most of the wall quietly.
Can I
Wow.
peek through the hole?
Yeah. You peek through the hole and you see what looks like a... You can throw Vicar in that room. The door's closed, right?
Door?
You said there was no door.
So you see a very
Vicar gets
small,
special privileges.
a very small room set up in here. It looks like it's probably for some kind of worship, and then there's a door at the end of that little room.
come back?
God.
I would
been-
like to
you have
intimidate
been
the rest
banished
of the
again.
wall down.
Does that work? Can we do that?
Quietly.
I'm gonna say no to that one.
So it doesn't look like there's anybody on the other side immediately, but there is a door that leads into the room.
Keep pulling those bricks,
Yeah,
partner.
can we dismantle these bricks?
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and roll one more sleight of hand check.
Yes. And we get a... We're... It's a natural 1 plus
Okay.
No.
7.
So you see Vicar pulls the first brick out beautifully, and again, just like Django, when he goes for the one that's the load-bearing brick, the whole wall comes tumbling down. There's a ton of noise here, but you guys can all see the room. It's easy to step into now.
Well,
That's one way to do it.
Well,
We
they
could've
already know
kicked it.
we're here.
I tried kicking it, it didn't work.
yeah.
You can hear some frantic footsteps on the other side of this door.
It's
Can
a
we
tiny
hide?
cramped room.
What is that noise?
I need Sid to stop moving his character, please.
If would
I was
would
like
it be
playing cat and
possible-
mouse with your icon, and I couldn't cap that shit.
would it be possible for us to
Motherfucker,
not
I
enter
can't
the
drag
room
you.
and hide outside of the room so it looks like maybe the wall just collapsed on its own?
Are you voicing that idea to everybody? Because
Yes.
you hear these footsteps coming really quick. You guys
Well,
have...
I just
I
like
pick
if-
up a brick and hide
put
behind
it
the
under your
corner
head.
and get
Yeah,
ready.
gotcha. No, if I had the situational awareness to realize if it was a good idea or not, I would recommend it to the group.
Just
I think you hear footsteps coming after a whole wall came down. That's your situational awareness.
Right, but if I knew that there was stuff, like if we're in a hallway and I know we can't hide, or if I know that we could back up and get out of the way,
What are you
that's
guys
what I'm
doing?
saying.
Well, isn't it just the tunnel behind us? Right?
There's a tunnel behind you, but it goes pretty straight, so it's going to be hard to hide in a tunnel.
Right,
like
so then
Yeah.
then that's what I'm saying. So if I knew that was the layout, I wouldn't even suggest it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So maybe we
Footsteps
just
coming. 10
stack
seconds
up on the
until
door.
All right.
Yeah, I kind of take cover in the back and just ready a dart.
Cover in the back. It's a 10-foot room. There's barely room enough for all of you.
No, the tunnel's behind us. Like there's some
Yeah.
Oh,
space
right,
behind
right.
us.
We have room.
Where can I banish you again? Where are you?
All right,
Wait.
so
What is
this
that?
door is flung open, and you are face to face with a guy wearing some pretty nice robes, definitely ornamental.
What the fuck happened?
And he says, "What the hell?" And as soon as he flings open the door, he sees you guys standing there. You're all wearing masks, obviously coming through a broken down wall, and there's a bunch of you. He starts running and screaming.
I'm gonna shoot him in the
Vicar?
leg immediately.
What?
Wait.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
sorry, wrong turn.
No. I'm gonna say, why are you running? We have your shipment.
While he has an arrow in his leg, limping.
Fuck! No, I would
Well,
not-
I mean,
if you had shot, I would not have done that.
All right. Yeah.
Well, he's
you
not going
see
anywhere
Vicar
now.
pulls back his bowstring, and let's go. Go ahead and roll to attack, Vicar.
all right.
Uh-oh.
Jacob, can you please do me a favor and delete the person that you moved that's glitching out for me?
It
Delete him?
is.
Yes, just get rid of him. Is there another image for you somewhere?
I see one other guy.
Can you delete? No. Like another guy right where the person that your thing
No, I don't
was.
see him.
Okay, all right. Let me just do this then. Okay. Oh, there we go. It's good now. We're good.
Okay.
He was already running. I just want you all to know.
Where'd he get to? Like here?
Diplomacy was sort of out the window here, and I rolled a 10.
You rolled a 10. For the sake of this, let's have everybody roll initiative.
Well, fuck.
Nice.
Well, alrighty then.
Oh my god, I gotta say, I should have just fucking 6.
What? That was a
I
great
got a
thing.
4.
16.
Here we go again.
Here we go again.
Vicar, what did you get?
11.
And Kai.
I got a nice old 9.
9. Wow, low initiative rolls. So, you let loose this arrow. You said you got a 10 to hit?
Yep.
Misses. Okay, now that you see an arrow's been shot and he missed, Cassian, do you say what you were saying?
No, that's
Oh.
fucking that's done. But I will take my whip and try and get him around the ankle. And I will try to intimidate him.
Okay. Go ahead and what do you say? What are you doing here with this?
One more step and it will be your last.
Okay. Go ahead and
With the
roll
sound
for
effects.
intimidation.
Don't fuck me, 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 don't fuck me. 17?
17. Yeah, he's scared. He quiets down a little bit and just looks at you.
Now I will try and deceive him and say, I'm not sure why you're running. We have your shipment.
He looks confused and go ahead and roll deception here with disadvantage. You just
Disadvantage!
Just kind of shot at
busted
him.
down the
Done
fucking wall.
shot and missed.
Yeah, you took a shot at him and then busted down a wall. They have people who come down the stairs for their shipments.
It was either an 18 or an 8.
And
Fuck.
8. All right. When you say that, he says, show me the mark."
Can I quickly use my disguise kit to make a snowflake mark on my forearm?
Go ahead and roll a sleight of hand check.
17 plus 7.
17 plus, yeah. Quick thinking on your feet, you pull out like the stick of charcoal that you found just walking around, and as quick as you can, mark it on your wrist. And do you show him?
Yes.
He looks at it, looks a little bit calmed down. Then he says, "And everybody else?"
They're with me.
Also, if you didn't hear, there's an Umber Hulk in the other room.
We were clearing it out for the deacon. That's why we came this way.
Yeah, there's a few more important things that we need to get to.
Go ahead and roll deception with advantage, Vicar, because you got other people helping you with this.
Let's see. That's it. First one's an 8. Second one's a 19 plus 9.
Nice. That'll
19
do.
plus 9. Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
You're getting close.
You shifty lion ass.
Quick thinking on your feet and trying to lie your way through this. He looks and he stands up now at this point and just looks confused. He says, "Why did you break down the wall, though?"
That was the Umber Hulk.
Oh. Is it dead?
Now it
It's
is.
dead.
And we'll show him a piece of it that we
Definitely took.
had harvested.
Okay. He looks at it and he looks impressed. He just kind of looks around. He goes, "Where's the shipment?"
You know just as well as I do that you're not privy to that information.
Fair. But it is my job to make sure that people who don't have the mark don't come down here. And you guys, nothing against you, but you don't have the mark. So I am authorized to check and to have you guys leave. So I
I
would like to
do
know
have
which-
the mark, and we were just clearing the way for alternate shipment paths. Now the Umber Hulk's dead, we can bring the shipment down.
Okay. So what now? You guys just going back the way you came?
Wow, that's some
Did-
hospitality.
Considering we just killed an Umber Hulk and was chased off of our path, a little bit of guidance would be helpful.
I was trying to head back up into the church and clean up a little bit. I'm covered in bug juice.
Well, stairs are just that way, and he points towards the big doorway in the south of the room. You guys can move yourselves further into this big room if you want to.
Oh, big room.
Thank you. Sorry about the misunderstanding there.
In this like massive lit up area, you see a bunch of different torches with a really ornate rug, and in the center of that rug is what looks like a bathing station for your hands or your face. You're kind of unsure. You know now that all these separate rooms on the outskirts of this area are little prayer nooks for people to come in and have solitary prayer time. You also see 4 pillars around this room that are innately carved with marble.
And that's what we just came out of, is a prayer nook.
Yeah.
DM, can I borrow you just for 1 second?
Oh, man.
I want to get my bug juices all up in there, fucking clean water. I think maybe we
That's
need to
what
go
I'm
up
doing.
to the.
What do you
No,
think
we
I'm
need to
doing?
go up to the church and clean up there.
I want
and
to ruin
maybe...
this pool of water first.
Oh. Go pick up my arrow real quick.
Whoopsie.
Whoopsie. Guys, what if we just start taking out pillars?
Is it bad I thought of that?
Bring the church to us.
I also
You said it
thought
was
of
upstairs. Kicks pillar.
that.
Fucking nat 1. God damn.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
All right.
Can I collect the misfired arrow?
Wait, I'm stealing Jacob for 1 second.
Boy. Go ahead, girl. Go ahead. Get down.
Go ahead, girl. Go ahead. Get in.
So I was saying not to clean ourselves up in this because we want to go up into the church.
Okay.
Because it would be disrespectful to clean all our bug juice off in this.
And Tony's idea was potentially to bring the church to us. But that's a later discussion.
God, I would like to collect my premature arrow.
Yep, you collect it, no problem. He looks a little bit warily at it, but no issue.
Sorry about that. Scared me.
Sir,
I
what
was-
is your name?
My name? He kind of looks at you guys, and he's still he believes your story, but he's still untrusting of who you guys are. He says, "I don't think my name is important at the moment."
It was just formality. If you would like, you can approach my friend Vicar and take a closer look at his symbol on his arm just to prove that we are supposed to be
I'll
here.
raise it up. Shake it a little bit.
You invite him to take a closer look.
No,
Yeah,
it's a ploy.
yes.
It's a ploy.
We literally just talked about this, Jacob. Yes.
Okay. He
As he,
yeah, go ahead.
as he steps forward to look at Vicar's symbol, I want to use my whip to piano wire his neck.
Okay. You see, he comes over, looks at your wrist more closely. The rest of you see, you're like, what the hell is this plan? As Cassian's just kind of looping around behind this guy. Vicar, you start to sweat as he looks at your wrist. You're like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And then he takes his finger, licks it, and he just strokes it. And he's like, wait a minute, that's not... And he just like starts gagging out. You see his legs start kicking. He's grasping at this rope. Is anyone doing anything to help Cassian as he's trying this?
Yeah, I'm gonna take a brick from the broken wall and smash this guy over the back of the head.
Yo,
As he's being choked out, you smack him in the face with a brick. You see a splat of blood hit the ground. Several teeth come out as well. Is anyone else doing anything?
There's more.
I'm gonna start cleaning up.
I've been using this time save. I'm gonna use message on him and just go. It'll all be over soon.
Newmont,
Oh,
Victor,
no.
no.
Yeah, I'm hitting him with my quarterstaff for sure.
All right.
22 to hit.
Are we trying to kill
It-
him?
I
this
don't
is not
think
a,
you
this is
need
not a
to.
roll to hit situation. This is like
This is
this
a-
guy's done.
Yeah, I'm just right in the nuts.
Right in the nuts. You cast testicular torsion on this guy. And
I
he's,
don't even wish
he's
that
having-
upon my enemy, bro.
I'm gonna
You
grab
have
the
no-
body from
Yeah.
under the arms and give Cassian the nod to release his whip, and then I'm gonna drag the body to the pile of rubble and just start covering him in the rocks.
Is he dead?
So
I'm
just
gonna
before that,
hit
you
him.
you managed to kill this guy completely without
Yep.
having an issue. However, you hear a door open up behind you as one of the prayer rooms, as this other guy comes out and says, "Hey, Marcus," and just like eyes super wide, he sees like this scene where it's like teeth on the ground, the guy's head is caved in. Like he's in shock for a moment. Do you guys do anything here? Because there's not talking your way out of this.
I'm just giving that like disappointed stare at Vicar and just hoping he realizes what he has to do.
I will cast Hold Person on this guy.
Ooh, big
All
spell.
right, go ahead and what do I need to roll for that?
Wisdom.
That's a good. Actually, what are your spells? I don't know what any of your spells are.
Ooh, that
No
was
one knows
almost
what Causer
natural
can
16,
do.
and it turned to a 3, so that's a total of 4.
Fire.
All right,
Let me read
He-
this again.
he goes from having like these wide eyes and just about to open his mouth, and his mouth stops halfway open, where he's just and just frozen in place.
Can I go pick him up?
Okay, we have 1 minute.
Bring him over
Get
here.
him, bring him back here.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna collect him.
I mean, I'll collect him.
Technically, you
With
have
Guy.
6 seconds because he gets to make a roll every single 6 seconds.
Yeah. I mean, can he pick him up?
Hit him with the brick.
Yep.
Can I just slit his throat?
Forget me, stick.
I mean, I'd want to try this, keep this as clean as possible. Like if we can get him over into the tunnel or something.
And slit his throat over there while he makes
Just
rolls.
beat him with the brick so it looks like the wall killed them and they don't suspect other people.
Yeah.
Also-
throw them both in that pit that thing was living in.
The wall slit his
It looks
throat.
like it killed them.
While this is happening, I'm taking the clerical robes off of the first guy we killed.
Smart. Kai, are you coming over here?
He's-
I mean,
To
that's
help
what,
me?
that was my original
Yeah.
plan, was just go run and grab him and bring him back.
All right. Well,
Okay, you have a frozen
He is
guy
all the
just
way
sitting
over
there,
there.
eyes wide, mouth half open.
Are we throwing him down the pit then?
That's what I
I
was.
think that's a
Can we
good idea.
put them next to the dead body and make it look like they killed themselves trying to fight it?
No, I think we just throw them both down the pit.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
let
Yeah,
the
be
other
done
people
with it.
figure it out.
Take the
They'll see
robes.
the broken wall.
Won't they be looking for him though?
Yeah, they'll
If you
see
were
the
to
broken
throw this guy
wall.
down the pit, he would probably be okay.
We
Well,
should
I'm
slit
gonna
this guy's
slit his
Oh, he's
throat
gonna
and then
die.
throw him down the
Okay.
pit.
He's gonna
Yeah,
die.
yeah.
Let's do that now. Slit his throat now. As I'm like trying to focus really hard on this fucking
Yeah.
spell.
Keep the room clean. Slit his throat by the pit.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm,
Also,
the first thing I was going to do is as soon as you said that, I was going to run over there, but we were talking the entire time. But
At least in
I
this
ran
prayer
over and pulled
room,
him over here and brought him
we
back
can
over to
kill
here.
him. Kill him in the prayer room.
Yeah, I was going to bring him back over there. I can't move him, but
Cass.
before we do that, I want to have Vicar take a closer look at the snowflake
Ooh.
and make a memorization of it, and give us each a snowflake with his disguise kit,
Sure.
and take both the robes, so at least two of us are in disguise.
Yep.
Yeah, this guy doesn't have the snowflake, by the way.
they're priest, right?
Yeah, the priest. Neither one of the priests have a snowflake. You,
No problem,
Get
but we will have
yeah,
robes.
yeah.
Into the pit, boys.
I mean, yeah. We
Yeah,
can't
you
move him.
bludgeon this guy over the head repeatedly until his eyes go from wide to wide and glossed over, and his face becomes an Indian Illuminati. And
I like how our first reaction is always to murder.
Look, we're in. That's what
Definitely
we,
an
that's what we
interesting
fucking
first,
got right now.
like gut instinct for sure.
I mean, I didn't murder that guy.
I have a traumatized childhood. Okay,
Mommy didn't love me when I was younger, so I kill people now.
Mommy's
Oh my
dead.
God. Yes.
All right, so you kill both of these guys in this room and then bring them
throw
over to
them
the
in the
pit and drop them down.
Yee.
You
him
get
outta
the
here.
sense that you don't know. You only know one of the prayer rooms is unoccupied. You don't know how many others may or may not be.
Mhm.
I'm gonna put on one of the robes and just start opening these doors.
Okay.
I guess it's mass murdering time.
Can we lock these doors?
That's what I was gonna say. I don't think we can. They don't have keys on them, do they?
Are you able to open that door, Sid?
I don't know how to open doors.
Is
Yeah,
there
you
a
can click on
symbol
the
that you
door.
can? Okay, there we
Oh
go.
yeah.
I just saw you. I didn't know if I had made the map wrong or something, but you can't click it, so it's okay.
Wait.
There you go. Now walk through.
Okay.
Oop,
Wait,
my bad.
what?
There we go. I clicked it. I clicked.
This one's clear.
You're a whore.
Are we checking all the rooms?
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't check this one here.
There's
Keep in
nobody in
mind,
that
guys,
one.
if you guys open up a door and there's something in there, that's
Yeah.
where we're stopping. Everyone has to stop their
Stay
character.
together.
Okay. So up to me is
I'm
clear.
staying still. I would like this whole time to just be kind of in the middle, just listening for anything more coming our way.
Okay.
Nothing
I ain't
else.
opening
clear.
no
Who
doors.
put on the second
Leave-
robe? Did someone put on the second robe?
I put on one.
Tony, or yeah, Sid.
Leave
We should have
the
two
main
people.
doors.
I thought you were putting on one.
I'll put one on. Does it fit? Did the robes fit well?
They're made for human men, so I mean
Okay.
they would fit you and Sid very well. They would fit Kazer, Numat. They might not fit Kai.
Yeah, I
and
wouldn't assume.
Victor is gonna have a hard time too.
No
Don't
problem.
sweat it.
I'm gonna open this door.
Do it.
There's a
Open.
table in here.
Empty.
Oh, it's you.
So funny
Empty.
watching you guys just like pitter patter around with your little characters.
All right, we got one door
Why can't
left.
I get through? Help! Oh, there we go.
Do it.
Maybe we just leave that door closed for good luck.
Yeah.
I was like, and just clicks it.
Okay.
It's the one door where all the stuff you need to find is.
So he had pointed to a direction that goes back up to the.
South. He said south.
Sit south.
Okay, so we want to go into the
North.
church and get our drop.
We want to go
Newmont,
north.
stay still.
I see you
And
creeping up.
we have this room cleaned up now, right?
All the doors have been explored.
And
Our
all the
tunnel is
blood
the only
is off the
known
floor.
alternative entrance, and we've cleaned up our mess. All
Okay.
missing teeth accounted for.
DM seems okay. He's waiting for something to happen.
Either we go north door to see what's north, or we go south to the church.
Which one do you guys want to do?
Well, we wanted to go get our drop, yes?
Well, in order to get our drop, we will have to walk through a common area unless we go underneath through the catacombs. So
Are we in
No, to go to the church, you were told that there's a set of staircases that lead into a door, but up that set of staircases, there's a private room where Seraphel's room is.
Yeah.
Seraphel's room
Oh,
leads down
okay.
into the catacombs.
I see.
So we should be at the bottom of that,
Okay.
hopefully. Want me to click it?
Didn't we ask for robes? Could we have the two people dressed in
Yeah,
robes
2 people
go
with the
to
robes go
Seraphel's
first.
room,
I like
get the
this
robes,
idea.
and come back? So then we're all in
I'm okay with
disguise.
this. Yeah.
Spill some
Good.
like juice on them. That we need new robes.
At least the
already.
2 people with the robes stand off to the side, non-robe people.
I stand in this room.
Not and Kazar. Just stand off to the side, please.
Okay, we're going through the door.
Yep, go ahead.
Kai whips out his shiny cubed bone and starts praying in one of the prayer rooms.
Do you see anything?
All right. You guys, when you walk in there, there's a wall there just for the sake of we can't have the map be
Yeah.
that big.
Right.
But you see a set of stairs that lead up. I'm assuming you're going into Seraphel's room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you head up there and you see that this I mean, you were in this room before. There's a bunch of candles all over the place. You see the curtains that lead out into what you know to be the primary worship area where everything is. You hear plenty of noise coming from that area. But you see a couple of crates, and on one of the crates it says private property of Seraphel, do not open.
I open it.
Okay, when you open it, you see
It's a bomb.
robes that are made for all of you. Ones for Vicar are kind of haphazardly, like it looks like
Child
the kid
child
did his
robe.
best to try to cut it and make it look natural that would fit Vicar. And when it comes to Kai's thing, the robes just it's like a tent almost. He tried his best.
Bigger's better.
But you see all the food that you would need for a week down here, a 10-day. You got your robes too. You have water, and you also have alcohol. He got you a couple of bottles of wine and 1 bottle of whiskey.
Is there any gold left over?
I was just gonna ask.
There is 3 gold left over. Whiskey's
that
expensive,
back.
guys. He wanted to make sure you were. having
Yeah, I
a
was
good
like,
time.
he got us alcohol. The heck?
Dude took you for a ride, Sid.
Next time, specify no alcohol.
I hand out the robes.
Mhm,
I put
keep
one
the
on.
alcohol.
Can I
This is
make
pretty
any
good. It's
adjustments
to
to
feed
my?
yourself for a whole day is like 5 silver pieces. So then there's 6 of you. So that's a good amount of gold already just for the food. And he got some pretty good food for you guys. It's not just bad rations.
It's not MREs.
I love MREs. What do you mean?
Space ice cream.
But anyways, can I make any adjustments with my disguise kit to this robe to make it look a little less jank?
Yeah, go
Or
ahead.
mine, if you'd like to assist.
Sure. Yeah. So what am I rolling? Sleight of hand here, or
No, it's the same
Natural
roll as your
D20.
sleight of hand, but it's a proficiency check with your thieves tools or your disguise kit.
okay?
So
So
for you, it would be the same thing as your disguise or as your sleight of hand.
well, okay, gotcha. So it is a 16 plus 7.
Yeah, easily enough done. You're able to make some tailored adjustments to Kai's robes so they don't look so tent-like on him, and you're able to mask the bad hemming job that was given to these robes for you.
We look
Nice.
magnificent.
All right. You got your dead drop. You cleared the first of potentially many rooms. I think that this is a good place to stop before we start getting too much into more of the combat side of things because it's
Word.
11 o'clock.
Seems reasonable.
Cool.
Dungeon crawl.
We ended it with a double homicide.
Yeah.
Hey,
I mean, I don't know what you're talking about. Who are you talking about?
Dave, I just realized that you have the NVIDIA eyeball thing on. I thought it was weird all night how you were like looking up at the camera, and I just realized now that it's your fucking computer.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
That's creepy, dude.
It's really weird when you do it with glasses because it makes it look like your eyes are floating on top of your head.
Oh, that's weird.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
Nvidia has like a eye
Are you
contact
exempt?
thing.
Like, here, can you, like-
Okay.
What's it do with my eyes? If I look
Oh
away?
yeah. I see it. I
It's like
see it.
pulling it back. It's
Yeah.
weird. It's
Probably
so
weird
weird.
looking. I can imagine. Yeah.
I see it.
It's really weird when you look at your second monitor because it slowly moves your eyes up to the camera.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts.
That's so creepy.
Hmm.
All right, everybody, stop staring at Dave's eyes.
Yeah, that's all I'm looking at now.
Well, I don't even know where I'm looking. Where am I looking?
At the
Nobody
camera.
knows, bro.
Everyone's like freaked out about it.
Good session, boys. That was fun.
That
It
was
was.
cool.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Good
stuff.
mix as always.
We whacked a crab and then murdered 2 innocent fucking priests.
Whacked a crab.
We did.
Just so you guys know what you missed out on, that one fight with the where the Baylor was and those centaur
yeah.
demons. You guys had the opportunity to snab potentially. Hang on, let me double check my notes so I'm not bullshitting here. You would have potentially gotten 1 potent weave for free because the Baylor was going to die by the time you guys got there, and you could after a combat have gotten 2 robust weave fragments.
Damn it!
Yeah.
The Baylor,
We also
the
could've
idea of the
died.
Baylor was enough for me. That was
We
enough
also
for
could
me.
have died.
Yeah.
And did we level up?
No.
No, it's going to be a while before you guys level up. This is like we fast tracked you big time to get to level 5. So
Okay.
we're here for a little while.
Yeah, I
We
was.
got a lot of story to
Shit.
get through before you guys get to level 20.
Yeah, I always struggle with
yeah.
like levels of stuff that we're gonna fight because that just sounded like I don't know. It sounded like something that was beyond what we should touch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like
It is. But the point was
a lot of
they
things.
were fighting each other so that by the time you guys got there,
They'd be
the
weakened.
Baylor would already be dead and
Yeah.
you only have to fight the demons. Because if you guys had to fight a Baylor, you would die within the first round.
Yeah.
Shit.
It's kind of where my head was at, if you didn't
Yeah,
notice.
that was
Same.
need for second thinking.
Yep.
Mhm.
Well, that's the thing. I like playing with that and seeing how you guys respond to it, and that's how you responded to it.
Death
You
is
like to bully.
death is real.
With the whole like, if we were to take a fight like that and realize that it was a really bad idea in terms of getting out of a situation like that, like retreating from combat,
Like a reload last save type deal.
how realistic
can you all
can
just, like-
we
Disengage and like haul ass.
well, I can.
Yeah, I think that if you guys work together on a way to try to do that, that would be the only way to get out of combat. It's not going to work if one or some
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
some people leave, and even then, some of you are quicker or slower than others. So maybe make like a smoke bomb situation, or someone cast darkness, or
Something.
I mean, Kazir literally has, as part of his subclass, things that he can do with darkness. So in a pinch, maybe you just make everything really dark and then try to sneak out as best you can or run away. It is a possibility, but how you do it would be important depending on the situation.
Got it.
All right. Anything else?
That was dope.
No, yeah, I think I'm all set.
Cool. We'll talk about when we're having the next session sometime in the next couple of days.
Sick.
Sounds good. All right, fellas. Well,
TY.
thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, GG's.
Yeah.
GG's,
See you,
boys.
boys.
Adios.
Boys.
Bye.
Bye.
Adieu.